country's funny, man. It's just it's sad, man.
Unfortunately, not in all the good ways, but
No, it's not. And it hasn't even been a full
they tried.
year. Bond.
They tried to get Chappelle too.
You Bond. It hasn't been a full year yet. It's only been seven
Yeah.
months. Yo, we got
Yep.
3.5 years more. Yo. Okay, I think we're live. Are we finally live? Oh yeah, I know. Got the chat here. I think we're live. Hey, welcome, my friends, my family, my fellow gamers. Your only friend is YouTube streets, Puertorock77, and welcome to my Friday Night Live. I have an absolute special guest. The original hate machine, and I don't think some of you even know what that means. So we're gonna talk about it. But we got the original hate machine here, right? The original, and we'll talk about it. Why he is the original, right? Kalapis, hilarious. You know, I was there. I was Kalapis, right? I saw that
Yeah.
comment, and the guy meant to write collapse. But you wrote Kalapis and you ran with it. I remember it trended on Twitter. It was like number 3 at one point. I was like,
It's in the Urban Dictionary too.
yeah. All because a guy didn't know how to spell collapse. Yo, a simple word, collapse. And I saw because he said, oh yeah, everything, and it just straight Kalapis. I'm like, Kalapis? What is this guy? Did you try to spell collapse? And you ran with it. Hashtag Kalapis. And it just became
It's
a
so
life of
weird.
its own.
Like when I type an email or something at work, and it's like, wait a second. Or if I'm typing anything, like, wait a second, that's not spelled right.
He wrote Kalapis, posted it on your video, and I think you saw it and you laughed. And then that's
Oh
it.
yeah.
The Kalapis, Kalapis just, it took a new form. But anyway, of course, I got BlackBond, all right, the original hate machine. Glad he is a guest. I know some of yous know him a little bit, but some of yous don't really know him. Like going back to the days of Sony drone. Yeah, that was him. The term Sony drone, that was his thing. You know, the hate, that was hate. That was his thing, right? It was a time when hate was a good thing. Now the level of hate is just terrible. But but
Oh
his
yeah.
brand of hate, yeah, brother. So what's going on? But how have you been? How's everything?
I've been chilling. No complaints. Life has been good. Life has been peaceful. I don't got to worry about anybody else here on the internet. Just doing my own thing. What I'm playing right now
Mm.
is my friend gave me this, so don't be calling me Blandrew owning multiple
Oh,
switches.
look at it. Exposed.
Playing
Exposed.
the Pixel remake of Final Fantasy. You know I'm a huge JRPG guy,
Okay,
so
yeah.
just
The
finished
class, especially the classics, right? I'm assuming,
yeah.
especially the classics.
Mhm. Just finished FF1 and 2 this week. I mean, with the quality of life improvements, you can pretty much finish those games in like 2 or 3 days, actually. Because you can
Okay.
turn off encounters, you can increase speed, you can speed up, and the games actually work. I mean, if you ever played like the original Nintendo games,
Hmm.
like some of the spells don't even work. Like the math is programmed correctly. Like those games are so archaic. Like equipment and spells, like they just don't even work, which is crazy. That's how far gaming has come. When we had
That's not.
original JRPGs, like they had spells that just did nothing and missed. It didn't
Yes,
even work.
yeah, just there was a charm to that. It was like, hey, I learned a new spell. Will this spell work? There was a charm back there, right? But even with some things not
Yep.
working, I think at least when Nintendo came along, quality did get better. Atari was notorious. That was a bad era when I was playing on Atari. Like literally buy a
I will
game,
say
insert it, and there was nothing there.
nothing.
It's like that shit is wild. Like, and you start thinking, you start blaming yourself. Is it me? Is it my machines working? And then you don't come to
Oh
find out
man,
years later, companies were literally selling blank cartridges. It
damn.
was insane.
I will say this though too. I do like the remasters of a lot of these Final Fantasy and Japanese RPGs games.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it was cool grinding. It was cool leveling up your character. It was cool getting into a random battle every 10 steps. But I'm in my late 30s, man. I don't got time for that shit anymore. Like, speed this shit up, reduce encounters, increase the EX. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I don't have time to just be chilling around dropping like 50, 100 hours on just any old game anymore. Like when I
know
play
what.
Legend of Heroes, I probably increase the game speed to like 2 and 4.
Mm, I know what you mean.
Like,
And you know what? And even with the increase in speed, it's a smoother experience. It's like because sometimes it just drags. You're like it's like like come on, bro. Like speed it up.
yeah.
Like get this
I mean,
going.
it's also a menu-based game, so it's not like I'm aiming or anything. You're just choosing things and watching. So increasing the speed doesn't have like a negligible effect on the game.
Yeah.
It would if it was a game like Expedition 33 because you have to like block and counter. That would, yes, but
That would
outside
be
of that,
challenging.
no.
Okay. All right. That's good. All right. That's cool. Right. I would say there's some games. I know some people have conversation about remasters and remakes. I don't have an issue with a remake as long as it's something like in the past that was before the present technology you have. Like remaking PS4 games, I'm like, come on, man. Like it's just like all you're doing is printing it up, doing some assets. To me, that's a little bit different than remaking like PS2 games and PS1 games. You know, because to me, I see some games that I look back, some games were ahead of its time, you know, in terms of its imagination and its idea and the type of game it is, right? And with the hardware that we have, like man, like right now, I would love. You remember the game Seokuden?
Yeah, I
It
just
was a
bought
PS,
the part 1 and part 2 remaster.
and they did a remaster. But imagine a full blown remake with modern assets and what they could do with a game like that. You know, with
Yeah,
that,
I mean,
you know
I
that
never played
idea
the
is
second
amazing.
one.
Hmm.
I never played the second one because that's like a $300 game. So I
Really?
pretty much get the remaster. Yeah, that's like one of the most expensive PlayStation 1 games ever. So I never played.
Yo, wow.
Speak of remakes and
God,
remasters.
did I? And I
a
think I
lot of
lost that game.
people-
I think I lost. I had
Oof.
both. I had both. Like, but you know, it's not my fault because I'm in the military. So constant moving. Every move I did, I'm always losing something. There's always a package or
hear
a
that.
box that didn't, whatever. And I noticed, and the reason why I noticed because there's some games I'm like, wait a minute, I know I had these games like Metal Gear. I don't have my Metal Gear Solid. Like I have a bunch of PS1 games because I had it, you know, in those classic CD books. But I don't have Metal Gear Solid 1, and I know I had Metal Gear. That's one of my favorite games on PlayStation, and I don't have it, which means I lost it. And then probably in that same book is other games I have PS1. So Seokuden 2 is $300. Oh my God, that loss is bigger than.
Let's see what it is right now. Yeah, 374, 200. People are selling it still high.
Oh my God, and I missed out on that. Look at this. So that loss is bigger than I even impacted. Oh man, that sucks. That really sucks.
Speaking of remakes and remasters, a lot of people are so happy about the Dragon Quest VII remake, and I am too. That's a great game.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my issue.
Is it a remake? Like
Where's yeah,
is it a remake? Okay.
yeah, it's a full-blown remake of a PS1 game. But here's my issue. Where's Dragon Quest 12?
They gotta get 7 out.
Dragon,
It's number
Dragon
order.
Quest
7 is before 12. Give it time.
Dragon Quest 12 was announced 4 years ago.
Oh, for the
We
the
still
game
have
itself. Oh, the game
Yeah.
itself. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was announced 4 years ago. We have not seen anything about it. And now we just got shown a full-blown remake of 7, and they're saying it's coming out in 4 months. How's that work? So, like, everybody's all cheering, but, like, I'm worried about Dragon Quest 12 now. Like, we haven't seen the game since it was announced, and now we have a full-blown remake of another game. And nobody else finds that weird.
So, to me, what you just said just adds onto my plate of I'm sick and tired of announcements that are 3-4 years out. To me, there's no point. There's really no point in any company saying, "Oh, look, we're working on this game. When's it coming out? You know, it's early development." Then why you even say it? Like, don't even say it. Just don't say shit. Like, announce your games 8 months out from release. That's it. Because when you think about it, right? I learned this. An announcement of a game that you won't see in 4 years really does nothing. It
No.
really doesn't do anything. It doesn't. We get no advantage on that. All it does is like what's happening to you right now. They announced it. You're excited, and here you are 4 years later, and you're
4
like, "What
years
the hell? Like what the hell is happening?" And then not only did they not give you an update, they announced Dragon Quest 7 remake, and you're like, wait, what? Like this doesn't make like, and now you're here thinking in limbo. None of this makes sense to me. The industry just needs to be like, you know what? Don't say a damn thing. Announce your games within like 8 months of release. No more than 8 months to release. We don't need 2 years to know a game is coming. It doesn't take that long for us to catch up. 8 months, do your media blitz campaign. 8 months later, we're playing the game. That's it. 4 years,
What I
3 years.
think might have happened though.
It's nonsense.
What I think might have happened though is the Dragon Quest composer died shortly after the game was announced. Ooh. And not only that, Akira Toriyama, the Dragon Ball creator, who does all the artwork for every Dragon Quest, he died too.
Oh. So they don't
have a composer, they don't have an artist.
So they're trying to find someone that can actually...
So it might have been quicker just to remake something that was already there, because they lost 2 of their 3 pillars right there.
What if the remake is giving new people a little bit of rep into the game design? Because they do that too, right? Like new people, whatever, they do remakes and they give them their reps, to break them in. And depending on how much liberties they take with character design, the response of the community, if they're like, oh, whoo, like kind of like, what if what if with the remaster they take a little bit of liberties of character design, but it's a positive response. The community be like, oh, this is a modern look, modern character design. We like it. It looks great. Now they're like, whoo, good. We could now continue with Dragon Quest 12 with the modern character design, and we're not going to get as much blowback as compared to if they release Dragon Quest, the remake, and everybody's like, what is with this shitty character designs? Now they're like, okay, well, that didn't work. We got to figure something else out. Dragon Quest 8 remake. Let's try it with this game.
It just seems weird though. They announced the game 4 years ago. We hear nothing. And then they announce this game, and it's coming out in 4 months.
Well, remakes are a little bit easier, right? Because like the story said, like there's a lot of stuff that they don't have to do. They just have to.
But I'm saying, the whole thing has been redone graphically in the graphics of Dragon Quest 11.
Yeah, I figured like they're gonna like it's the technical part's probably easier than the imagination storyboarding part. Like, what's the story about? Who are the characters? What we're gonna do? How does this relate? What are the new attacks? So I think all of that portion is already done for you. You just have to modernize it. So it's a little bit easier to do that.
Here's the bigger issue, though. That game takes a minimum of 70 hours to beat. It's one of the longest games I know.
Really?
They didn't just do a remake of 1 and 2, which they also recently did. They did a remake of 1 and 2 and a remake of 3, but Dragon Quest 7 is one of the longest games probably ever made. It's easily 70 to 100 hours.
And that's just a minimum, just to beat it. No side quest, nothing. Just basic 70 hours.
Yep.
Holy shit. That's good.
And who knows what kind of additional content they could be adding, or they, again, they could, again, like I say, reduce encounters but increase experience, make things flow and move faster. But regardless of which, this isn't a simple remake. This is a long game.
Okay.
This wasn't like, oh, let's just remake something really quick. This is a long game.
Okay, so they took the time. Okay. All right. You heard about
outside of that, man,
the remake on Switch and Xbox with all the stuff they added, like unlimited. Yeah, the Final Fantasy remake is on Switch.
Final Fantasy,
yeah, but they got unlimited active battle, ATB, unlimited 99 every hit. They added some mode where you can just like max out everything instantly. I never heard of that. Like the people who responded were like, "Oh yeah, they do that all the time," and I'm like, I don't remember a feature that Square Enix provided that your ATB is at max all the time. 99, 9999 every hit is a 9999 hit. Max level. Like, you came across that from Square Enix?
That sounds like the hip hop gamer mode.
I call it the Xbox mode. I'm like, now that it's on Xbox, they had to provide an Xbox mode. Maybe try to see. I was looking at it, I'm like, what the hell is this? And people in the comment section is like, oh yeah, they add these quality of life features. I'm like, and I'm thinking, since when? And granted, when I play Final Fantasy and beat it, I move on. So it's not like I go back a year later with an update, whatever. But I just don't remember. Let's see what they're doing with it.
It's on game key cards too, which I find annoying. And like they're putting like even the new Dragon Quest on a game key card. I get it why Final Fantasy set the Final Fantasy 7 in which one is it? Rebirth is on it?
Rebirth, yeah.
Yeah, I get why that's on a game key card.
Not Rebirth,
it's 90 gigs.
What's it called? What was it called? Final Fantasy
Interlude or
something. Integrate. There you go.
Integrate. Yeah, that's the one, the Yuffie. But yeah, I get why that's on a game key card because it's 90 gigs and the cart is only 64 gigs. So that has to be on a game key card, or it can't be played on the system. We're not.
Let me ask you this: can you explain that? Because I didn't really look into it, and I keep getting half measures. And I'll be honest, I don't want to really like go into it and research it. I'm not a Nintendo guy like that. But you have the game cards and a game key card. Is that two different things, or is it the same thing?
Yeah. The game card is you just plug it in and you play. The game key card, basically, you plug it into the system and it gives you a download code to download the game.
Oh.
So essentially, it's a digital copy locked.
It's a digital code. It's a digital code.
No, not digital necessarily, but it's a digital copy. You still need the cart in the system. Which I find dumb. At that point, instead of just lugging around carts, I would just download the game.
Because, and I'm assuming it's a game key card because it can't hold the full game.
Well, that is true for Final Fantasy, but for the other games, they're on game key cards simply because it's cheaper. They don't have to buy large carts to put the games on when they could put it on a small cart and have you download the whole thing to your Switch. So that's why they're doing it.
But that's stupid. Like, why even create the game key card, not just a little scratch off game code and input the code on your Switch and download it? Like, why even bother?
Because brick and mortar.
That doesn't even make sense. Like just
people want a physical copy, but
it's not a physical copy.
It's not physical.
Yeah, it's not really a physical copy. It's fake. It's okay. So that's why I was confused. It's two different products. So it's like, so they're trying to make it the appearance you have a physical game, but you really don't have a physical game. It's just
correct.
It's a hallucinogen.
And that's made it annoying for me to buy games. Because, for example, there's a lot of games I probably would buy on the Switch too. But if I have to get a game key card, I would just get it on the PC. It's going to be digital. I just keep it on my PC. And then the Steam Deck, even though the Steam Deck is old, it's not as strong as the Switch 2. Can't run things as good as the Switch 2. I can stream it directly from my PC and beam it straight to my Steam Deck.
Yeah.
So I could play here right on my PC or the Steam Deck. So, and then I don't have to worry about Nintendo servers years from now or whatever. So it's just, I can't buy a game on a Switch unless it's on an actual cart. It just doesn't make sense. I don't have a Switch 2, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It just doesn't make sense. Like, if you could have a physical card, it needs to be a physical card. Like, all of it. Yeah, I know what you mean.
It would be like, it exceeds 64 gigs.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's almost so similar, like, even with PlayStation, Xbox. Xbox is more notorious for this than PlayStation, but you buy the physical disc, but the game's not on the disc. Then what's the point?
Yeah, that is
of
lame.
even bothering. Like, what's the point of even bothering the disc? You just now took away quality of life feature. Then at that point, because you might as well just get it fully digital, and at least you could, like, go in and out of your digital library. But if a person wants a physical disc, it's because they want the whole game on the disc and own it, which I can understand. But that little by little, that's gonna go away. That the whole physical data 100% on disc, that is dying.
And which is weird because it doesn't cost anything to print a game on a Blu-ray disc.
It's
so
pennies.
I don't
know
why they do it.
It's pennies. It's like it's not like it's not like a cartridge. It's literally pennies. I mean, they print these things by the thousands, millions. It's like nothing. I don't know. I don't understand the big deal. I think it's all about control. really. You know,
I
leave it,
guess. Well, I mean,
leave it,
we'll really never know.
yeah, leave it up to a corporation that still wants to control something that you bought. Like, yo, that is a wild concept. Like, I can understand, you know, making copies and giving them away. That's different, right? I get that. Copyright infringement and making copies and selling them. I get that. But if you just legitimately bought your game, but the company still wants to control it, like, what? Like, like, imagine like if any other product tried to do that. Imagine like right now, you go buy a car, right? But the company says, "Hey, you bought this car, but yeah, we still technically own it." Like, what? Yeah,
I mean,
just to
don't
let you
cars
know.
have DLC now? I've heard cars have like you have to pay for like features to unlock in the car, monthly features to like use the radio or the heated seats or the 8-way seats and things like that.
So yeah, that's true. So I think BMW did it in Europe. It's subscription based, right? So what
Yep.
the auto industry wants to do is they want to stop making various models of the same car, right? So for example, I'll use BMW. You have a BMW 5 Series or 550, but then you have one model of a 5 Series, a lower model, you have an upper model, and then you have the premium model. What they want to do is just make the premium model, which means less, more output of the same car. You know how it is. Just pretty much being able to manufacture the same exact thing with no differences. So it's just one model, everything's already on there, and they can mass produce that one thing over. Now, depending on what type of quality of life features you want, you have to pay for it. It's all there in the car, but you won't have access to it unless you pay for these things, and that's how they want to get to it. So like if you just want the basic package, you don't want the heat, the seated heats or the cool heats or the GPS, whatever, fine. This is how much it's gonna cost. But if you ever want that, if you change your mind, this is how much it's gonna cost you to access those features. Absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. Subscription vehicles. I remember, yeah, they want to like charge like $10, $20 a month to access heated seats.
Gotta push those exclusive features.
Oh, it's absolutely wild how we got into it, man. Oh man. And wait, and you know
Gotta
how it
push
is.
those exclusive features.
And you know how it is, right? They start out with like the most high end, like stuff that you could be like, really only the rich people would care. But everybody else, like, yeah, I ain't pay monthly. But soon it's gonna be like, all right, if you want to access your fog light, $10 a month. Every click of your turn signal is 10 cents.
Oh my god! Didn't they try to like in California charge an EV tax because
Yes.
too many people were buying electric cars and they couldn't get like gas tax or something?
Yes, no, that was exactly a conversation out here.
Crazy.
California wanted to push an EV tax because the fuel tax dropped, right? Because most of their roads and everything is off the sales tax of fuel. But if you have less cars, pumping fuel, you're collecting less taxes, and it's pretty much all these EV vehicles. Doesn't make sense. So then, what's the point of the EV vehicle? Then, people bought it because they want to spend less. But this is wild. This is absolutely wild. Oh, I'll tell you, this world is crazy, man. It's absolutely wild, man. Hey, all right, chat. Hey, thank you so much for rocking out. Please hit the like button. We got the original hate machine. Let me start out with the first super chat, Last Door Gamer. The killer was a Helldivers fan. Man, see what happens when you put games on Xbox. Oh man, we're not doing that. Have a great show. Let's not do that here. We're gonna keep politics out the conversation. We're gonna talk gaming. All right, we got BlackBond here. I know some of you know a little bit about him, but we're gonna go deep into the archives. We're gonna talk a little bit about the PS3 era. We're gonna talk about the Sony drones era, the hate machine and stuff like that.
Oh god.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're gonna bring it back. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna bring some stuff in the archive real quick, right? Before we touch on the new stuff. All right. So YouTube Sucker era. What? 2006, 2005. When you started your original YouTube journey? What got you into the YouTube game? What made you say,
I think
let me get a camera and do a video on 360p?
I think we started making video. I think it had to be like sometime in '09, like
Oh, nine.
late college or after graduating college. You know, where you have a lot
Okay.
of time because you're leaving, and it's
Yeah.
like, what do I do with life now? Do I hang out and like have fun for a little bit? I got to look for jobs, and you're still kind of at home.
Yeah.
There used to be a forum on GameSpot,
System
Spot, not
Wars.
Stop,
Yeah. Yeah.
System Wars.
Gamester.
You know,
Yeah.
I'd post there. I was kind of infamous there. And MLD, General MLD, posted there. You
General
remember
MLD.
MLD, right?
Yeah. Sales
So then,
matters.
yep, exclusive sales, bitch of the industry. So then I started seeing MLD link YouTube videos. Like, yo, this motherfucker's on YouTube, MLD. So I'm like, look, MLD can do it. I could definitely do this. So, you know, started having fun. And like, you know, back then there was no Twitter, there was no like Discord, Skype became later. So, you know, you'd have to make a video. Somebody wanted to respond to you, they'd have to make a video, and then you'd make a video. And then back then it wasn't unheard of for people to go back and forth and make 3 videos a day.
Really?
You weren't like in the comment section typing and stuff. Somebody would make a video. Another person would make a video. You'd make a video back. They'd make a video back. Other people would come in and chime in. This person has something to say. And that's how the community grew. 2 people talked. They were going back and forth. Other people would chime in. More people would come in. Other people would come in. These people would start talking to these people. These people talk to these people. These people start battling. So it kind of organically grew everything. Nowadays, people upload a video. They don't want to talk to anybody. They don't want to receive any criticism. They don't want to interact with anybody. They don't want to have a conversation. They'd never get in a live chat. They won't make videos. Now it's, oh, I'm not giving you clout, or the person who said this that I won't name because I don't want to get them like it's just all ego now. Back then, people actually wanted to talk and, you know, and converse and everything. And that's what made it fun. We were just like cutting promos on each other, and nobody was talking about, you know, pulling out weapons or finding each other in the real life, or it was literally just games. And that was an era where we would actually play games together. Mm-hmm. Unlike now, where people won't play games with each other because they're too afraid to lose or too afraid to be embarrassed or God knows what. But like back then, like people had disagreements, but you know, it would have been awesome if crossplay existed back then. Because back then, a lot of people only owned one console or the other. But yeah, a lot of people back then, it was more interactive. Like you could just talk to anybody. It was awesome. But then what happened was, I believe in 2011, a dude just, like Dusk and Ecom, they just went around flagging everybody. Everybody in the community. I remember having to sit up all night because like this was like the early days of YouTube. Like you couldn't just hit like select all. I had to manually private my whole channel because this guy was just literally flagging everybody.
I remember, who was the guy snitching and flagging? He made a song like Omega.
No, this was way after.
It was before or way after. Okay.
Omega came way after, but
okay. I remember he made a song snitching and flagging.
And
it was like there was a song.
But that whole flagging situation effectively killed the old way of YouTube because everybody from then on wanted to be politically correct because nobody knew if you were going to get flagged or not. Okay. Call somebody a bitch, and you know the vernacular of early 2010s compared to now. What happened back then would not fly now. You would be flagged. You'd be canceled. Whatever. But then, you know, people stopped because when you sent somebody a video response, you had to send it to somebody. They'd have to accept it, and then it would be tagged under the video. So like if I made a video, it would have like 20 video responses all linked at the bottom. So you could click on anybody who submitted a video response to me and I would accept it. But then people started getting haters and stopped accepting video responses because they didn't want to give people clout. And then people didn't want to be connected with other people because you were at risk of being flagged. And that's when people just started like, you know, going their own way, not like interacting with other people because you didn't want to piss off somebody else's fans and have them flag you. Like you didn't want to say anything wild or crazy. You're like, look, I'm just trying to make my videos and chill because I don't want to get flagged. And that to me was like kind of the end. And the final straw was when do you remember Solid Rev's Fred Dumars?
I remember Dumar, yeah.
Yeah. It's I think El Presador, Rev, and Dumars used to play Call of Duty on the PlayStation with the Trey Brotherhood.
Oh,
And then
yeah, I remember that.
when they started playing it on the Xbox, these people like felt like they were betrayed. They were misled that their heroes backstabbed them. I'm like, dude, they're just playing video games with people they know over the internet and friends. It's not that serious. It's not a real life war. Like, this is back in the day when people actually thought this console war was real.
I remember.
Like, oh my God, I can't believe you talked to this guy, or you're playing on a PlayStation, or I saw your Xbox Live gamer tag. I seen your, like, this is when people were literally in the trenches and feelings were getting hurt. And like, it was this whole big thing. Everybody started attacking Rev and Dumars, and El Presador basically just clowned everybody. And that's when he just said, fuck the Trey Brotherhood shit. I'm just making fun of everybody. And that was pretty much the end of the original YouTube.
Yeah. And then became the era of the podcasting YouTube. Then that started taking... Really?
After that became the Skype call era.
Okay, yeah, the Skype call, yeah. Okay.
And if you go on YouTube,
that was like the heart. That was like the beginnings of getting people and then Skype and then Hangout.
Then the podcast era, the Skype call era. If you type into YouTube, you'll find some absolutely insane shit and insane conversations. Absolutely wild, because remember, these weren't live. They were in a call. You didn't know if anybody was recording. You didn't know if anybody was uploading. You could be in a call for like 3 hours, hanging out, chilling, and you'd wake up the next day and you'd see an upload. Oh shit, 3 hours. Like, oh God, what did I say? What did somebody else say? After that, pretty much, I would say became like the podcast era, because people were starting to upload gameplay at that point. Streaming games was becoming a thing. Podcasting was starting to become a thing, like even outside of video games. This is when it became a thing, before everybody had a Shure microphone and a freaking webcam. That's what I think BG tried to start 1 or 2 podcasts before Weapon Wheel. They failed. So what do? You go around the community and you go for the biggest players. You get me, who's been around since the beginning. I remember that day. Around here.
I remember the Weapon Wheel. I remember the Weapon Wheel formation. You, Hard
A lot of people.
I was like, wait a minute.
A lot of people didn't game on PC, didn't know about PC, didn't think about PC until I came on the scene. A lot of people were too focused on the console war and said that PCs don't matter, PCs are for nerds, and blah, blah. Like, you ask a lot of people originally in this community why they started gaming on PC, it was probably because of me. And I'm not trying to like toot my own horn or anything, but definitely because of me. Never had the most powerful rig or anything, but definitely because of me. And then Battlefield 3 was the game that pushed a lot of people to get the PC, because I believe the console had 16 or 32 players, but the PC had 32 to 64 players. Larger maps, twice the frame rate. I mean, I used to make fun of console gamers with their welfare frame rates of 20 frames, sub HD. I'm like, we're playing as 1080p. You guys are bags of dirt. And then the PC Master Race memes got, then it just started circling. But, you try to get a podcast going, you try to get things going, it doesn't work. You go around the community. You pick me, a guy who had one of the biggest followings at the time, one of the most knowledgeable gamers at the time. You picked Hard 8 up, who got pretty big in the community. He had that, I don't know if you remember his Jesus Bynum video.
Oh man, the 2K. That blew up because he had the character. He was standing there like Jesus in the middle of the floor. That blew up.
Yep. I don't know if it was like 2K or NBA Live, was one or the other.
Yeah,
I mean, I
NBA
found
Live. It's
Hard
actually
8.
NBA Live. It was NBA
Yeah.
Live. Yeah, you're right.
I
NBA
believe
Live.
Hard 8 times actually used to be Hard 7 times, and he went back to jail
Yes.
again.
Yes.
But he started following me and stuff. I mean, I'm not from Philly, but he's from Philly. I'm outside, but I'm close. So I remember him going into GameStops and buying and trading and making videos. That's how I started following him. You know, people like me and Hard 8 have interesting dynamics because, like, I'm a black guy from the burbs. He's a black guy from the hood, and we just make fun of each other. It is what it is. So I think like Shokyo was on one of the original episodes, but he's inconsistent. But they needed, so it's basically
Who was the original? Who was
PC
the original
Nintendo.
cast? Who was the original cast members? I remember
It was like
you, BG, Hard 8. I can't remember.
Smooth, Jack. It was pretty much,
Smooth.
and
Smooth.
Jimmy.
And Jim.
And I believe like Red Infamy stopped in, and we had other guests in every now and again. But the original idea was not a lot of black voices in the gaming community, not a lot of black voices in the community. Let's do some things that black people can watch and black people come together and watch. You got me, PC and Nintendo guy. You had Smooth, an Xbox guy. You had BG, who was a PlayStation guy. You had Hard 8, who was more of a PlayStation and Xbox guy before his PC era. So we had a well-rounded crew. We had people from the suburbs, people from down south, people from cities up north, people who have been to jail, people that haven't been to jail. We had a well-rounded crew, and shout out to everybody, past and present. We had a good run. I mean, as of prior to I left that last year, we were hitting videos that had 500,000, 200,000, 100,000. We were doing things, but Big Boss decided he wanted to make changes, and since he's made changes, they've only hit 15,000 plus views twice since I've been gone. So, you know what? That's on them. I mean, best of luck to them. I don't know what they're doing. I don't really watch unless somebody tells me they're talking shit. But in my opinion, we had a good thing going. That good thing could have kept going. A lot of behind the scenes drama, a lot of behind the scenes issues. People didn't want to listen to ways to expand or broaden things. People want to blame me for being too politically incorrect, for me stifling the podcast, for me not making it grow. But again, I was the guy that was always promoting. I make a video. Hey, watch us at this time. Shout out to this guy. Watch this guy's video. Follow us this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's try to do this. Let's try to do that. It just became a thing. I thought in the end that let's just show up on Sunday, talk, and then leave. So I just don't feel like it's cared about enough anymore. I just feel like it's something that's being done out of habit on Sundays because it's just been being done so long. And one of the reasons why I was also brought in, because I used to roast people back in the day. And not just inexplicitly. I would wait till people say dumb stuff and then I would say them. And that's also why I was brought in, because you need somebody on the cast that will hold everybody accountable. And for somebody to hold people accountable, they have to be a knowledgeable gamer. Who is a knowledgeable gamer? It's all still sitting here. It's all there. You talk about a game, it's there. Let's see. People, what's the game people have been talking about right now? Delta, right? Snake Eater.
Listen.
Substance.
I know you have it, but I will not accept Metal Gear slander. Just letting you know. All right? Me and Freddy.
I'm a fan of Metal Gear, but not solid.
Me and Freddy, we will not accept slander. It will be a nightmare. Okay? We will not accept any Metal Gear solid slander on this podcast. Nah. Well, that's interesting. I'll say this. So would you say at a certain point you felt that it just, and maybe you already covered it, but just to clarify, it just felt like show up on Sunday, say something, leave. Like it didn't feel like are we gonna grow? Are we gonna expand? Like what beyond the Sunday meetup are we gonna do?
It just became kind of like the same thing. Like, week in, week out. And, I would say things like in the chat and the ideas, like, for example, I wanted to do giveaways. We've got PCs. We upgrade all the time. You know what I do with my spare parts? I give it to friends, or I just put all the spare pieces together and build a Franken computer for my mom or something. People are upgrading all the time. Smooth's buying new graphics cards. Jack's buying new laptops. I'm like, dude, we could be doing giveaways and raffles to give this shit to the community, or to give it to like gamers in need. Not everybody's fucking rich.
Yeah.
I wanted to do a chat bot. You know how when like people have super chats and the chat bot comes in and things like that.
Yeah.
I said rather than waiting an arbitrary 1 hour, 2 hours end of the podcast, if you had a live chat bot, it would make the show more interactive. That way people could have their comments in real time. If we're talking about exclusives at the half an hour mark of a podcast, what good is it if we're not reading super chats into an hour later?
And you're probably on a different topic.
Exactly.
You're probably not even on the same topic anymore.
Yep. Or forgot what was being said in the moment. Whereas if we had, live robo chats coming in at the same time, not only will they come in right then and there and be spoken, those are conversations and inputs we could bounce off of. And another thing from the money component, I'm like, look, if one dude donates $5, another dude's going to want to donate 10, another one's going to, you know how people are. They like to be seen. They like to be noticed.
Yes, agree.
But just, simple things and simple ideas, I was like, it's crazy how when somebody posts a video into the Discord, it gets mass disliked by other people in the Discord. Why do we have people in the Discord that aren't for our content, that aren't for pushing our content out, that aren't for promoting our content? Why are we having people in here dragging us down? It's just like, it just became a thing like, just show up on Sundays. Like, what they say in business, like if you're not growing, you're failing. You can't stay stagnant.
Yeah.
So, things are, for whatever, have gone left. I mean, I'm sure you've seen videos about it. If you haven't seen videos about it, you can go watch it. I mean, there's no point rehashing that. Again, I've just cut that whole portion off. Don't feel like dealing that with people. It's unfortunate, but, seen Tony make a comment about black creator. How come he doesn't want to work with other black creators? Why does he want to work with only other white people? And I hate to say it, but you look at other podcasts, not just gaming podcasts around here, but you could look at Joe Budden, you could look at other podcasts like the Lapeef Network and shit. It's like sometimes, excuse my language, black people don't want to be around other and shit. We just want to come in and relax, speak our piece, and move on. We just don't feel like dealing with that bullshit all the time.
Yo, you are wild. Listen, that's just gonna get
am I wrong? Am I wrong?
No, you ain't doing that. Don't put that on me, dog. Yeah. You ain't clipping. You ain't clipping me. Nah, dog. You saw a quick black man. Am I wrong? Listen, dog. I'm just.
but you understand.
No. We are not French.
No.
This is all you.
I'm not saying do you agree with what I'm saying. I'm saying do you understand?
Listen. I live in a country where I'm trying not to get deported. Even though my family's from Puerto Rico, it doesn't matter. I'm just not trying to end up in a Guatemalan jail.
Deported.
I know. You tell that to America. They don't give a shit.
I dated a Mexican girl last year.
Hey, the Supreme Court said, this face and speaking Spanish, I could be detained. That's enough to get detained. So
I dated a Mexican chick last year, and she didn't like Puerto Ricans. I didn't understand why. In my head, I'm like, y'all are all Spanish, and she said no, they're all uppity because they're citizens by birthright. They think they're better than us.
Nah, that's not true. I mean,
that's what she said.
No, so I'm gonna tell. Well, that's what she said. I'm gonna tell you.
No, it's not necessarily true. I'm saying it's just how they feel.
I'm gonna give you my side story. There's many Latinos that feel Puerto Ricans are not real Spanish because of the association of America being that Puerto Ricans are not truly real Spanish people. Latino. I heard that. I'm like, what? Get out of here. I'm like, nah, you're just Americans. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, because there's no such thing as an illegal Puerto Rican as your citizens by birthright.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? But the way I see it, but the way I see it though, like if I talk to somebody from Utah or I don't know why I say Utah, Montana, do you think they know the difference between a Puerto Rican and a Mexican? They just know we speak Spanish.
Not going to Utah for a while. Not
Oh,
that I've been there, though.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much
But
it, you know?
yeah, I mean, but I'm not saying you have to agree with what I'm saying, but you understand at least what I'm saying.
Nope.
There's just
No opinion.
too much friction sometimes.
Nope.
And you know what?
I'm not trying to get
just
flagged.
is what it is. And YouTube has also become a soft place where people don't like their ideas challenged. They don't like their views challenged. They get hurt and they get sensitive about that. Me personally, I love when my views are challenged. Challenge my views. I want my views challenged at every corner. I'm a person that likes conversation. I'm a person that's grown up with tons of diversity and diverse friends. I've eaten around the entire world just living in my neighborhood growing up. I don't like it when people all think the same and all think alike. And that's one thing I do like about my friends. My friend group in real life, even though we fucking disagree and argue about everything, we're still friends because we're cool. The only thing I hate about my real life friends right now is this.
Uh-oh.
You know what guys used to do when you were younger and you had disagreements? What do we do?
Depending how bad the disagreement was, just fight it out.
What exactly? You just fight it out, talk shit, rough each other up, play basketball, play football, whatever. Be done the next day. But now at our age, you know what we do? We have disagreements. I gotta fucking read group chat text messages. We're too old to put hands on each other. We're too old to go take it to the basketball court. Now I gotta freaking use my words. I'm like, God damn it.
Listen.
Now I gotta fucking text grown ass men.
Listen, healthcare is expensive. Healthcare is expensive, and we don't heal as fast as we used to. We don't heal as fast as we used to, you know. So
back in the day, you just get on the court. It's like, yo, you got to cover him, and he's got to cover him. Y'all were having beef all week, so now y'all got to cover each other. Get it out of your system. Let's be done with this shit and move on. Can't do that shit anymore. No. Now motherfuckers be getting hurt in their feelings, and they don't want to talk for 2 weeks and shit. I'm like, oh, what the fuck is this shit?
You know.
But, yeah, so let's see. In between, like, the whole weapon wheel thing, I mean, you know, there's been, I mean, fuck, if you really, really wanted me to go in chronological order, I could just open up the irrelevant files and scroll through.
Oh man, this guy got the X-Files on his computer. He got the receipts just in case.
Just outwardly crazy. And that's another thing. I still can't believe to this day that people would ever dare. People always say, oh, I don't know what I'm talking about. Make sure I'm like, why would you ever dare lie on me? The irrelevant files, let me right click this bitch right quick. 77 fucking gigs of files in that bitch. Why would you ever try to rewrite history and talk shit on me and think like I couldn't just go to my computer, type in something, and find exactly what the fuck you're talking about and disprove it? I mean, we got Tales of the $12,000 PC, the fucking Water Buffalo Hooge, that MVP guy trying to fight 7th level. Glock Ninja saying video games are a necessity of man.
Glock, I remember that. When he said it was a necessity, he tried to equate it. I remember
Fat Gamer and Super Brothers.
Fat Gamer,
who the fuck
Bros. Nintendo, you got anything from Nintendo? You remember that clown?
Remember when
Nintendo?
I remember when El Prestor had the cameraman. Who was that one? That?
Listen, those are not just receipts. Those are just archive classics. Yeah. Those are archive classics.
Yep. I see The Truth Setting You Free up in this bitch.
Oh, man.
The Australians. Who the fuck were they? 8-bit Retro or whatever. Baldat Games. That Nate guy that was in the truck. Pyro 2000X's brother or cousin or whatever.
No, Pyro. That was if people don't know who Pyro is J-Tech. That was his previous name. Pyro 2000.
Yep. There was Toke 64. There was Laren Von Baron who tried to open up that gaming union or whatever. That dude who was like 80 years old losing sleep over me. Who was the one dude, first prize winner, first person to shoot a player, the dude with the trophies?
Oh,
General G.
That's just you got some
Oh
classics in
man,
there. You got some classics in there.
there was like,
Oh
there's been
man.
like crazy stuff. Like I remember when I used to do a lot of hardware reviews, and like that was like, dude, I miss doing hardware reviews. I used to get so much views on hardware reviews, but once like guys like Linus and J2 Cents, all those guys took off, it's like you can't compete with dudes that are getting like $5,000 and $10,000 pieces of equipment when you're just a random guy on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like you just couldn't compete.
Mm-hmm.
I see like Red Ring of Death, a video of Diablo 3, a game nobody would ever think would come to consoles, coming out. I mean, I will say this, a very pivotal game in the YouTube community where I met a lot of people. A lot of people don't know this. Killzone 3.
3?
A lot of people, that's how, No, I'm
3?
sorry. Killzone
2.
2.
2.
Killzone
2.
2. I'm sorry.
I was about to say 3.
3
3.
was trash.
3 was what messed it up. I mean, they had it.
3
They had
was
it.
trash.
They hit it right with 2, and I don't understand why they went away from it.
2 is where I met people like that's why I started gaming with Pyro. That's why I started gaming with that's what Black Baron.
Even Black Baron was playing 2.
Yeah. Oh, like Shokyo is 30 years old now. I remember when Shokyo was like 15, 16 in the bedroom with Blackbuster Critic.
They used
where
to
like
call
Blackbuster Critic was making videos
Will
and
Smith.
Shokyo was in the back as his hype man.
It was like Will Smith clone.
Yep.
Shokyo. Mm.
Like, yeah,
I would say this.
Play Street.
So I would say this. So, with Google Hangouts and then the podcasting stuff, right? And I think you I mean, you actually hit it on the nail. Nobody really wants to talk about it. How did the grift take over? And what I mean by that is it's not just people because a person could a content creator could adopt something, right? But it doesn't mean anything unless the community or the viewers actually accept it and watch it. How did the grift become acceptable? It's one thing for a content creator to come and be like, oh, I'm a grift. But if the receiving people are like, nah, we're not going to respond to this. This is stupid. But it hasn't happened. People actually, I was shocked at how much viewers enjoy the grift. Like, is this like, are they lost? Or is this like a joke? Like, I hear so much bullshit. Like shit that would never fly, at any point on YouTube, right? But there's people that accept some outlandish comments that's clearly bullshit. I mean, it is so obvious. What happened with the viewers want the bullshit? Like, what am I missing? Like, can you? I mean, like I said, you've been in the game for a while. What is it that today's viewers enjoy bullshit information? And we're not talking a few hundred. We're not talking about a few hundred. No, if it was that, I'm like, that's just, we're talking 20,000 views, 50,000 views of pure listening to pure bullshit.
Let's see. This has been a problem for the longest time. Give me one sec. I'm trying to I apologize. Work sending me emails and shit. But this has been a thing that's been going on mainly because of the console war. And I hate to say this. I know you don't want to get political, but the console war was fucking like politics.
Okay, yeah.
Think about it. Exclusives matter. Now they don't matter. Paying for online doesn't matters. Now it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. HD matters. Now it doesn't matter. It's just back and forth. So that's why the grifting just keeps on going. And that's why the faking and frauding kept on going. And I realized it was a thing. Do you remember Crap Gamer?
Okay, of course. Yeah.
I exposed him for doing. Yep. I exposed him for doing fake reviews. I exposed his gamer tags for not playing the game. I exposed him for literally stealing the videos of people playing the game. Like he would use IGN's videos, crop it all out and everything, and splice it so it was like him playing. And I would put the videos side by side, like how we're on the Discord, side by side. I'm like, look, there's no way two people would move the exact same way. It's identical.
Mm-hmm.
And people just didn't care. Like he took a hit initially, and that's when Hard 8 said it doesn't really matter about being truthful on YouTube because people aren't here to see the truth. The unfortunate thing is the majority of people are here to be entertained. They're not here to see the truth. And that's kind of when things switched. A lot of these new age PC gamers, I call it, these weirdos with their little hentai games and all their other weirdo shit they play, that's not something PC gamers of my era or even beyond grew up playing. These are people that grew up playing on 360s and then bought PCs just because they wanted to flex on people with PlayStations. That's what it is. Like these people, like look, I grew up a console gamer, but I've had PC gaming systems, or parents' work computers or school computers. I've been able to play games since DOS. So it might not have been my primary form of gaming, but it was always around. These people didn't discover PC gaming probably into high school. Mm-hmm. So to me, those people aren't. They're like I call them born in 3D gamers. Like don't talk to me. You just started gaming. Don't talk to me. These are like born in broadband gamers. They ain't start playing games until 56K wasn't even a thing. They ain't start playing games like now we're in like born in 4K gamers. They don't even know what gaming is prior to 4K. It used to be born in 3D and born in HD. Now it's born in 4K.
Born in 4K.
And like it just doesn't translate to me.
Born in VRR gamers.
Yeah. And it's crazy how these people think like I'm a PC grifter. They're like, oh, you're a PlayStation fanboy. I'm like, where have you been? Like I had a dude making videos calling me a PlayStation fanboy. Dog, I'm looking at I have not turned on my PlayStation 5 in over a year. Mm. And we'll get to that later because that's another thing. Exclusives. The next time I'll probably turn on my PlayStation, guess what it's going to be? Ghost of Yotei. Why? Because it's nowhere else. Mm-hmm. But a part of me is thinking, should I even buy Ghost of Yotei? Because you know what? It'll probably be on it'll be on PC in the next 6 months to a year. Mm-hmm. Like I'm not saying it's going to be a bad game, but everybody has a backlog, right? You have one, I have one. Is it a game where I'm going to I got to play this day one? Probably not. Good game. But would it kill me to play other games and then get to it 6 months to a year later? No, it wouldn't. So I don't know. I mean, like, look, and another thing is, people always talk about the media bias in regards to gaming. Thankfully, that's not a thing anymore. But I've been around since the beginning of this YouTube thing. When 360, actually, no, we'll take it to the PS2 era, where Sony was up on PS2, down on PS3, where Xbox was up on Xbox, or down on Xbox, up on 360, and down ever since. The Wii was its own little weird amalgamation, but because it was winning, but nobody cared that it was winning.
But the Wii fanboys were so funny. We love Nintendo 316, even Black Baron. Like, man, like, what are you guys doing? They're trying to play Call of Duty with that ugly ass with the Wii U motes. Oh my God, they tried to console war with that thing. I remember that era. But you bring up a good point. We go into the segue, right? Exclusives, right? People championed it. People championed at one point exclusives, right? And there was reasons for it, right? It gave a brand, an identity. The first party publisher was focused on their vision and trying to be better than everybody else. They will go out and fight for quality so they could say, hey, buy this platform because we're the ones with the quality games, the quality experiences, right? And every other platform had to counter and be better, right? I think one of the best generations in terms of competition was the 360 PS3 era and also the Super NES and Genesis era. You know, tight competition, everybody's going full throttle, creating new IPs, constantly saying we're better than the next guy, buy this, whatever, whatever, right? Now we're in an era where now everybody's championing just to have games everywhere. The actual machine don't matter, just the games. Put the games on any machine. The conversation shouldn't be about machines, right? So when you look at today's era, there's more games now everywhere than ever before, right? Now we got PlayStation games on PC, which wasn't really a thing. I know some people will nitpick a few titles here and there, but as a general policy of PlayStation games just being on PC and then also having that strategy of live service on PC day and date, Sony never had that. So PlayStation's on PC now more than ever. They're little by little sprinkling on Xbox, right? With the recent release of Helldivers, also having MLB The Show, and buying out Bungie now, put some, more games going on Xbox. They're looking at Nintendo Switch. You also, I would say, as far as handhelds, we now have more brands of handhelds that can play more games than before, right? Because back then, Game Gear, Lynx, they weren't very successful and stuff like that. It was really Nintendo that was really pushing the mobile strategy. But now, with Lenovo, MSI Claw, Asus ROG Ally, Steam Deck, you now have more choices of handhelds to play a lot of games and stuff like that. So you got more games everywhere than ever. And then throw in VR. It wasn't the fake VR that we grew up in that never got successful, like the Virtual Boy and stuff like that. And those things never took off. VR took off a little bit more. It's not mainstream, but it is pretty popular. So we got gaming now more than ever. More games on more devices than ever before. Why are so many people saying this is the worst gen ever if they got what they wanted? They wanted games everywhere.
Because they're not getting what they want.
So what did they want? They got what they wanted, which was games everywhere. They didn't want to worry about platforms. They just want games. So there you go. There you go. Enjoy. You got what you wanted. Games are everywhere. Play where you want for the most part. Few outlets, but like even what you said, even something like Ghost of Yotai, you technically don't need a PlayStation. You just need patience, and you'll be fine.
Yep.
So
and us PC gamers don't mind waiting.
Yeah. So everybody got what they wanted. Why? Even the PC gamers saying this gen sucks. I could maybe understand the console guys, but why are PC gamers saying worst gen ever? Do you have any insight or any thoughts? I have my thoughts. I just want to hear your thoughts on this.
All right, so hold on one second. I'm going to go by individual platform, and then I'm going to go overall.
All right. So,
individual platform, Xbox fans saying it's the worst generation ever. Self-explanatory.
Nobody next.
Nobody needs to argue that, debate it. Self-explanatory.
It's an Xbox. Next.
Yep. It's just and then I'll go with Nintendo. Okay. I don't think Nintendo fans are saying it's the worst generation.
No, Nintendo
fans are very happy in what they're getting. Yep. They're finally getting third-party games again. They're getting top-notch exclusives again. Say what you will, they have more exclusives, more new IPs, more multiplayer games, more online multiplayer games, more sales, more critical. Every metric you can make, from sales, critical acclaim, new IPs, exclusives, remakes, remasters, number of releases, Nintendo wins. They have a handheld, they have a console. Nintendo fans, for better or for worse, they're not out here clamoring for 4K, 120, ray tracing, whatever. For better or for worse, they're getting what they want in Nintendo, even if they're screwing them with $80 games and other bullshit. Look, here's the reality of the situation. You ever wonder why guys date chicks that are complete bitches but are hot as hell? There you go. It's a give and a take. It's a yin and a yang. You will tolerate shit as long as it's production. Your job, like a football player, people will tolerate a Terrell Owens, an Antonio Brown, a Dennis Rodman when they're playing well. When those kind of players stop playing, they're out of there quick. Those people don't have tolerance in production. When production exceeds tolerance, you're fine. When tolerance exceeds production, you're out of here. You're done. Out of here.
Makes sense. And Nintendo stays
So
true to their
Nintendo,
core audience.
yep,
They don't
yep.
try to cater to anyone outside their core audience. So their audience
They
knows
don't.
Nintendo's catering to them. So they'll pay $80 for that.
And they don't try to cater to pirates.
Oh yeah, they don't. That guy, yo, Nintendo is ruthless. They don't want to hear about emulation. They don't even want to hear about mock-up kits. Nothing. Like you can do nothing with their brand. They're trying to make sure that they're the only ones that provides Nintendo. No one else in any capacity.
I would rather go up against the IRS than Nintendo. Holy shit!
'Cause
Like
you
if
can at
I
least
got a
win.
letter from, like if I downloaded a ROM and a letter from Nintendo came in like the next week, I'd be shitting bricks. Not trying to. I like look. Let me fly over to Japan and let me make this up for you.
Let me just buy the game. Here you go.
Yeah,
It's just
I'll buy
directly-
10 copies of your game.
Straight out of their store. Straight out of their store.
I'm actually going to Japan in a couple
Are
months
you?
too.
Okay.
But you know,
Enjoy that.
I've peaked. I've peaked in life. I've got nothing going on for myself. I'm a loser. But yeah,
Okay.
I'll be in Japan for about 2 weeks in a couple months.
Nice. I lived there
But-
for 3 years.
but- Nice. Well,
Yeah.
you might have to we might have to have a conversation off camera about things to do, places to go. See. Now let's get to the PCs. I'll get to the PlayStation last.
Oh, here we
The
go.
The PC. There's two different factions of the PC. There's the weirdos that think PC gaming is doing bad because they're removing these weirdo games and because credit card companies want to pull
the
Visa,
Fuda Dick Girl
MasterCard.
games.
Yeah,
That's it. I'm like,
you
what
know,
the fuck?
because payment processors, don't want to deal with Steam and stuff, and they're threatening to remove shit, the censorship, all that other crap, whatever. That's one group. The people like me have issues with PC gaming now. One, the hardware is overly expensive now. Thankfully, you don't really have to have anything state of the art. My 8-year-old motherboard, my 5-year-old video card, my 8-year-old CPU will still beat out your PlayStation 5. But if you're going into business to create a PC right now, good luck. The reason why I have not upgraded my PC in a while is because I'm at the very end. There's no more CPU that can go onto my motherboard. So me upgrading means I have to change the motherboard. Changing the motherboard means I have to change the CPU. Changing the CPU means I have to change the RAM. I'm going to change all that. I'm probably going to upgrade the video card. Essentially, it's going to be a new computer for the next upgrade, minus the storage. Is your mic muted?
You hit the. No, I got it. My bad.
Oh,
So you hit the point where it's a new PC. Pretty much now.
Yeah, so
you
like,
maxed out
I've-
what you
I've
can do
ta-
now.
Yep, I've taken this pretty much to the end. And even the CPU I have isn't technically compatible with my motherboard. I have like third-party BIOS for it. So I've pushed this to the furthest it can be pushed. Anything I upgrade now, again, it's just gutting it and basically being a new computer. But from the hardware prices to the games just not pushing. Dog, if you were to tell me 10 years ago that GPUs would be topping out at like $2,000, dog, I would think we'd be playing in 8K at 200, 300 frames per second. I would be thinking we'd be like, dog, there's nothing we can't game on. But yet we're getting games like Metal Gear Solid Delta that are struggling. We're getting games like Borderlands that are struggling. Like games that are coming out on brand new engines, terrible tools, games that are $70, $80, DLC, struggling. Is it a total loss? No, because we get all the Xbox games, we get all the PC games, we get all the crossplay. So I would say overall PC is still a net positive, but it's not as good as it used to be. It's kind of lost its identity as a PC and more so as a brute forced, overpowered, unoptimized console with a bit of customization, if that makes sense. It's just an overpowered brute force console.
Let me ask you this. At what point did you start seeing where the money towards PC, but you're not getting the power? Because like you just said, You're spending $2,000 card. You should be a $2,000 card. You should be playing at AK 150. Where can you pinpoint like where exactly, or at least generalize where that money to performance is no longer in favor of PC, or PC just completely lost that price to performance type thing?
I would say the 30 series, 3080 was like 800, 900,
Mm-hmm.
which was very steep in my opinion. Keep in mind, when I first came on YouTube, 400 series, 500 series, 600 series, 700 series, 4 generations of cards. The 80, the highest tier card, was $500.
Mm.
We've quadrupled that almost now, tripled that almost now.
Yes. Yes.
So you were really getting your bang for your buck back then. But now it's like, look, your consoles might not have the highest settings. They might not have the sharpest pictures or textures or everything like that. But like, you're still playing the same game fundamentally. It's still running at 60 frames per second. It's still 1080p, 1440, 4K. It's like, see, this is also why Nintendo's catching up, because technology is hitting a wall. We're getting diminishing returns. Every generation that goes on from now on, Nintendo is winning more, because even though their hardware isn't as strong, it kind of doesn't need to be, because we're at the wall. PlayStation 2 had 3 GTAs. GTA had 3 PlayStations. Am I wrong though?
No. GTA 5 had 3 PlayStations, while PlayStation 2 had 3 GTAs,
3
Warriors,
GTAs.
and include the Warriors, Manhunt, Midnight Club, like 6 or 7 Rockstar games in a 5-year period to boot.
Yeah.
In a 5-year period to boot.
This is the equivalent of Mario Brothers 3, and I can say it to you because you're my age, or roughly there. This is like Mario Bros. 3 coming out on the Nintendo. Oh, what are we doing for Super Nintendo? Mario Bros. 3. Oh, we're launching the N64. What are we doing? Mario Bros. 3. Like, nigga, we played this game 3 times already. Can we get Mario Bros. 4?
Yeah.
Like that's how it is now. So, I guess I have a biased opinion in regards to the PC right now, and I say this only because we're older in life. I feel like if I was a college student or a lot younger with more disposable time, if this was like 2009, 2010, 11, 12 YouTube, I feel like I would be dunking on the PC crazy. But
really?
Now it's like gaming, like young, what was life back then? Work, girls, gaming. Now, like, gaming is like it's everything. And oh my God, do I have 1 or 2 hours left for gaming? Yeah, let me get that gaming in. Gaming's now like the way back end of things in life now. So I'm less critical of gaming. But like, yeah, this was 09 to 012. PC gaming would definitely be getting bruised. Overall, I still think it's a net positive. I mean, again, you could be smart. You could go on, and again, I mean, do this at your own peril. And I would hope that you would have to have this kind of knowledge. But you can find things on Facebook Marketplace. You can find things on Mercado. You can still build a PC cheaply or cheap as what you want. But my point is this: when I judge things on price, I can't judge them on sales. I have to judge them on the MSRP. I mean, yes, could I go out and find somebody with a 580 that's about to be evicted for $300? Maybe. But that's like hitting the lottery. That's like I can't say, oh, I got a 580 for 400. Like that's not everyday life. That's like hitting the lottery. I got to go off what MSRP is. And if what the MSRP is right now, the price per performance on PC is not good. It's not good at all. It's absolutely crazy.
I remember you used a video from another PC gamer that built a $300 PC. It was around the time of the PS4, Xbox One launch, and the PC gamer built it, showed the parts, put it together, and was playing games at 1080p 60. And then you made a video that Sony and Microsoft didn't do a good job because you can get a PC at a cheaper price and play games at 1080p. Remember that video? Like one of them was like a
Probably
video, yeah, but it was 1080p.
I made it on 360.
Yeah,
I made it on 360 and PS3 as well.
Yeah,
Actually, you
but I
know what?
remember,
You might have that
but
confused. You might
no, it
have
was
it on the 360.
no, it was the PS4 because I think because even I was kind of disappointed with the PS4 and Xbox One launch. I didn't buy my PS4 until 2015. But when I saw your video, I'm like, yo, this is crazy. This is the first time you can get because the PS4 was 400. So
Yep.
I think this was the first time at launch you can actually get a cheaper PC and it's better than the console. And I was like, that's one of the reasons why I was
Yeah.
like, man, this generation might suck because for the first time you can actually get a 1080p 60 and it's like 320. I think it was like 328, but the PS4 was 400 at 1080p 30, launching with Killzone. I'm like,
So
wow, this gen might be bad. My initial impression was like, ooh, this is gonna be a rough gen if this is how we start out. Like if we're starting out like this, you know, how's the rest of it? Luckily,
and
it fleshed out pretty well with exclusives.
yeah.
Because of exclusives, it fleshed out pretty well. But I was like, when I saw that video of yours, I was like, ooh, 1080p 60 for $323. Mm.
Not only that, you make another good point with exclusives, and Nintendo has proven it. You got games people want, price ain't even an option. I'm sorry, but $500 for a Switch 2? Mad. Crazy. I would
But
pay it.
But if your games are Zelda, Metroid, Donkey Kong, Mario Kart, if those are the games you enjoy, $500 is nothing. What's $500 to a person that's going to put 5, 6, 7 years of gameplay hours and enjoy the games they want? You know?
I mean, you know what happened also? They ain't dumb. They put Mario Kart on that bitch.
Yeah, they
And
did.
that game, I played it at my friend's house in Florida. That game is fun.
Mm-hmm.
That game playing with friends, that game is fun.
Mm-hmm.
My boy had 2 Switches. They've got about 4 Pro controllers. I'm like, dog, you got to get a hobby or like take your girl out or something, man. Those 4 controllers are $90, and you pretty much only have other people using them shits when other people we grew up with come down to visit you. But it's fun, like the whole knockout mode and shit. I mean, I could obviously make the game better by like I don't know, like a battle royale like mode instead of like a timed mode. But it's a fun game. I can't say I'd spend $500 on it, but it's fun. And the thing about Nintendo that makes Nintendo fun, which kind of sucks now, is a lot of my memories on the N64 were getting 4 people together to play GoldenEye, to play Perfect Dark, to play like
That was
No
like the
Mercy,
biggest
play
thing.
Revenge.
Remember Turok?
Turok.
Turok.
Yeah, but
Oh,
I don't
no,
want to
yeah.
just. I mean, I guess it's cool. Like the Switch has the camera, so you can get like the illusion, like you're all in the same room again together. But like, it's just not the same, really.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, back to price per performance. Typically, the PC would get better price of performance as things would go on, because the PC would continue to get stronger and stronger parts, which means you would be able to get cheaper parts better than a console. And you would think that would be better now, because for the first time ever, consoles are getting more expensive, not less expensive. But PC hardware, like, let me go on Amazon real quick. I'm just going to type in a video card right now. I'm curious, because, there was a time, like, I would talk to people, we'd make videos, and like, oh my God, did you see what card is coming out? Like, now I don't even give a damn. Yeah, my card's like $450 right now. That's about fair. But like, if I go up to like a 4080 right now, well, they don't even sell them really anymore. So let's go 5080. Some of the 5080s on sale for $1,000 if anybody wants one. But yeah,
No.
I see these cards are like they're between like $1,000 and $1,500. You know what? That's actually not a bad deal right now. There's a 5080 Asus for $1,000 right now. That's actually that's sad to say, but that's actually a pretty good deal. But yeah, that's my overall thoughts on the PC. I mean, there's more competition at least with, with like, say what you will about the Epic Games Store. I know people hate me for saying it. I don't ever use it, but it's good that Steam has competition. It's good that they're giving out free games. It's good that GOG exists. Like, Steam is the undisputed king of gaming, but you need competition. I don't care how little it is or how much it is. You need competition. And unfortunately, I think this is why PlayStation is experiencing its downfall is they can't compete with Nintendo. They know it. Whether it's the same arena or different arena, when it comes to sales of anything, they don't. Maybe they compete in the same in different arenas, but they can't compete with Nintendo. And Microsoft is so far gone. They are so far back. PlayStation is like, hear me out, Puertorock. Do you think if Xbox and PlayStation were neck and neck, that they would have put Helldivers on Xbox?
Fuck no. Believe me, I know.
No.
Fuck
No.
no. You know, it's just
there were only two ways that Sony was putting
to add that if Xbox and PlayStation was actually neck and neck, I personally believe I don't think they will go this hard on PC. I think they will have reservations even doing that. Because their focus is we have to absolutely be different than Xbox, and Microsoft was all about the PC. I don't think Sony would go as hard on PC if they were both like if it was the 360 PS3 era and both consoles are, let's say, like at 50 million apiece instead of Sony dominating with 80 million and Xbox at 30. Let's say right now they're both hovering in the 40, like in the 50 millions apiece. That would not be acceptable for Sony right now. You know, especially going from PS4 where they pretty much dominated Xbox One till now equilibrium again. Their moves will be completely different. Because their first priority is we have to dominate the market. I don't think they'll be touching PC, at least at this stage, until they figure what's going on out. So you're right. Helldivers definitely will be on thing, and there will be more exclusives. Sony would have they would go back to the original true exclusives. They will stick to that until, but like their domination in the market, I think right now their attitude is right now is you're not leaving PlayStation because what console are you going to buy? And I know people could say, well, I could go Nintendo. To me, Nintendo, listen, I don't think there's anybody that goes to the store and be like, should I get a Nintendo or should I get a PlayStation? I think they're so far apart different that you know what you're going to get. You are always going to get a Nintendo if that's on your brain because of the Mario, the Zelda. PlayStation doesn't deliver those experiences. So there is no person that's standing there in Walmart like, Switch or Play. Those two products are so far apart, you already know what you want. If you want to get a PlayStation over Nintendo, it's because you don't care about the Nintendo exclusives. You want those big third-party titles. You want those PlayStation titles. Those two products don't provide. I mean, now Switch is trying to get those third-party, but even then, they have not made a name for themselves as a third-party platform provider. They just haven't. They're probably trying to build that up. But right now, I would not try to tell a person. I mean, you have the Nintendo fanboys doing it, but there's no way you could legitimately say, oh, yeah, get a Switch. You'll get all the third-party. You would have to be absolutely insane to ever advocate to get a Switch for third-party. Sure, they're getting more, but right now there's so many that they miss out on. Is just not good of a platform for that. Right now, Nintendo still lives and dies on their exclusives, on their experiences, on what they do. That's why you get a Nintendo. The few games that they get from third party, that's just bonus. To me, that's just like whatever you can get, great. Good on you. Any little bit that you can get at this stage, but I don't think Nintendo has established as the company that wants third party back. At least not publicly. It doesn't seem like that's their strategy.
No, they have said in the past that we will go out of business before we become third party. And Nintendo is stubborn enough, I believe, that they would do that. So there was only two ways Sony was going to put Helldivers on Xbox. One, Xbox is no threat. Two, Xbox and PlayStation's positions were reversed. Like they would be going, if like let's just say that they never recover from the PS3, they'd have no choice. The issue is this though. Xbox does not push Sony to do anything. Sony used to have an identity. They don't have an identity anymore. And I hate to say it, this is exactly what happened to Xbox. Xbox lost their identity. Sony has lost their identity too. And I don't understand why Sony wants to do all these multiplayer live service games when they actually had a division that made those games on PC, Sony Online Entertainment, when they had PlanetSide, when they had EverQuest.
You know what? That's funny.
DC Universe Online, and they said, you know what? That's not our identity. We don't want to make online multiplayer games anymore. We don't want to deal with these PC games anymore. We're going to sell these companies and sell these IPs and sell these properties, and we're going to concentrate on what our identity is. Our identity is third-person
And it
action
worked.
adventures, cinematic stories, and that's how they came back from PlayStation 3. They dominated with PlayStation 4, went to PlayStation 5. But it's for some dumb reason.
They went back.
It could be Microsoft, it could be Sony, it could be Nintendo. These companies, when they get some modicum of success, they just have to fuck it up. Nintendo with the Super Nintendo going to N64. Y'all didn't have to be too different. You fucked it up. Sony, after the most successful console of all time, the PS2, could have just kept on the same thing. Could have just done this. A PS2 with a Blu-ray player or whatever, another DVD. They fucked it up. Microsoft with the 360, third-party deals, exclusives, time exclusive, could have been doing the same thing. You know what? Now we're gonna do Kinect. We're gonna fuck it up.
We're gonna play. We're gonna play with our hands.
Yep. Nintendo. We had the most amazing, successful console in the Wii. Oh, what are we gonna do? Let's fucking make a tablet console like
That you can't take anywhere.
dog. Yep. Now, Nintendo, people are upset at Nintendo with Switch 2 is not different. Like, no, it didn't need to be different. Somebody finally was like, look, we got a good idea and we're gonna fucking go with it. Don't switch up. Look, I'm a firm believer, whether it's Madden, sports, whatever, if the play is working, don't change it until the defense stops it.
Yes.
Until the defense starts shutting down the run, fucking keep running it on them. Until the defense can stop the pass, keep throwing it.
Yeah.
But these people are like, you know what? We just ran for 300 yards. You know what we're gonna do next game? Let's just pass every day. We're not gonna run anymore. Like it's so dumb. And the trap that PlayStation fell into was they fell into the trap that Microsoft was buying all these live service games. Who cares? Microsoft's dead last hemorrhaging money. So they were like, oh, well, we want to get a piece of this pie too. We want to get live service games. And I think I made a video. I got to find this video because it's absolutely insane. I did the math on it. This is why Jim Ryan, all these guys are fuck ups and just... I got to find this. This video was absolutely insane. Oh. No way, that's not it. Oh, where is it? I had totaled up the... here. I mean, I had totaled up the amount of years development time. Here we go. So if you look at Sony and all the shit they did this generation with games, all the development time, all the cancellations, the Concord, the factions and everything, in this last 5 years, they have lost they've spent $5 billion and 40 years of development time on failed multiplayer games. 40 years of development time. What that means is if you have 10 studios making games for 4 years each, that's 40 years. Just for an example. So their studios spent a combined 40 years and $5 billion in 5 years of time. That's a complete waste. So what is Uncharted or The Last of Us cost? Roughly Spider-Man. The Sony games cost like roughly 200 million, 250 million?
Those are more the bigger ones with the blockbuster budget. So like God of War, like Spider-Man was like 300 million, God of War was like 200 million.
Yep.
But those are like everybody thinks every game is like 200 million. Those are like certain games, but that's only because but let's use Spider-Man. Let's use Spider-Man, for example.
But my point is, they could have made, with this time, 40 years, $5 billion, they could have made 20 Spider-Mans, 20 Uncharted's, 20 Last of Us. Yeah. And what are we getting? Concord. Faction, what's the fucking game? Marathon. And they're just buying up studios. It's just like... And that's probably a reason they put Helldivers on Xbox, because
to make up the loss.
It's their only game that's selling. And you know what? That's probably why they're trying to put games on other systems. It's just like Xbox. People are so happy that Xbox spent 70 billion on all these games and studios. And I'm thinking, okay, you spent 70 billion dollars on players, but nobody's coming to the stadium. So how are you going to recoup 70 billion dollars? You got to go to stadiums where people actually come.
Yep.
And that's Nintendo Stadium. That's PC Stadium. That's PlayStation Stadium. So Sony, I don't get it. They literally copied Xbox's playbook and fell into the same pitfalls and traps. You spent all this money. Now you can't recoup it. And you know what? I really hate to say it. It was the non-Japanese people's fault. Japanese people thought one way, and then they put the American or the European guys, the Western people, in another way, and it all went to shit because Japanese companies think more long term. American companies, their CEOs are like, "Yo, I'm only going to be here for a year or two, so I'm trying to maximize profits because wherever I'm going a year or two later, I need that big payday too." So we want maximum profits, maximum short-term profits. So by the time I'm out of here in 2 to 3 years, I'm at the next job to say, look at all this money I made. Look at all this, what I did. Give me my paycheck. Who cares what happens to Sony 5, 6 years from now? I'm only worried about what they do 2, 3 years from now. It's like a sports team right now, loading up free agency, high paid players. Like, look, I'm trying to win now. I don't care if the cap kills us 5, 6 years from now. I ain't going to be coaching.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be here. So what do I care what the cap situation looks like while I'm gone? I just need to get the rings right now, go to my next job, get in the front office, the back office, genie bus, whatever. I'm out of here. But that's what happened with Sony.
No.
And my ultimately, go ahead.
I say what pisses me off. Oh, let me read 2 super chats real quick. Craig the Tech Guy, is this Mass Effect talk? No, Craig, it's not Mass Effect talk. And where's my pants? Thank you for the super chat. If Sony made a low to mid-range Linux PC instead of a PS6 S, well, they're not making a PS6S, but he says a Linux PC instead of a PS6S, that would have crushed every other PC in sales. I don't know.
Nobody's
I don't think it worked.
Linux.
Yeah, I don't think it. Yeah. But they're not making a PS6S. That was a misinterpretation of Moore's Law is dead. That was something he recommended Sony should do, but the leak was not Sony actually having a PS6S. But here's the thing. So with all that, I would say this though. From the perspective of the consumer, the gamer that gets it, right? Microsoft, all right, as a company, in order to sustain Xbox identity, ABK purchase was a bad deal. But at least the gamers got something out of it, which was more games on Game Pass. So at least, at the cost of Xbox, screwing up their identity, whatever, at least the gamer can say, well, at least I got more games on Game Pass. Something came out of it. But PlayStation, they did nothing. Like, all their moves does not benefit the PlayStation console owner. The Bungie, what did the Bungie purchase do for you as a PS5 owner? Nothing. You were going to get Marathon anyway. So why the hell does Sony need to get involved with maintaining Destiny and funding Marathon? Marathon was coming to PlayStation regardless. Why did Sony spend $3.6 billion and we get nothing out of it, right? Almost every move that Sony made wasn't really for the PlayStation gamer. It's for this multi-platform strategy. Day-and-day live service on PC. Porting games on PC. Nixes, right? They purchased a whole studio, which they officially call Nixes, a first-party studio. Think about it, Bond. A first-party studio that doesn't make PS5 games. I want you to think
Once
about that.
Once they bought Nixis, I was like, I knew it was done.
But think about it.
A company that just ports games to PC.
Yes,
Once
but
Sony acquired them, I was like, whole slate coming.
Bro, but think about it, Bond. They're calling Nixis a first-party studio, but they don't make games for PS5.
They don't make games, period. They just port them to PC.
Yeah. They have actually experience making games for Xbox. Sony's first party studio makes games for Xbox, but not for PlayStation. Like, what are we talking about here? How did we benefit, like console gamers? If you bought a PS5, where is the benefit on these decisions, right? Some people say, Ghost of Yotai's coming out soon. Yeah, but technically, that's just a timed exclusive. I mean, you could look at it as play early access. You could look at it as timed exclusives, or some people say you're beta testing the game for the PC gamers. However you look at it, the best you're gonna get is okay. I get the game a few months or a year earlier. That's the best you're gonna get now that you get a PlayStation. You buy, the PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, you get exclusives. They built it for the community. They thought about the community. They thought about the brand. This is what we're doing for our brand. Now, you buy a PlayStation, your best benefit is timed content. Because someone else is going to play
Did you ever see that one?
Crazy.
Let me find it. Did you ever see that one tweet where somebody like talks about like the number of PlayStation exclusives like per generation?
It's like 13. I saw that. It went like 500
Yeah.
to, the biggest catalyst of the biggest catalyst to the drop happened during the PS3 360 era. Because remember, most exclusives came from third party. The DMC, the Metal Gear, the Final Fantasy. It was just
Tekkens.
Grand Theft Auto, Tekkens, even some sports games, it was third party truly supporting the PlayStation, right? Because that was the top dog. The PS3 generation changed that because the PS3 was selling like shit. We saw how it launched with 2006. 360 was actually selling good, and third parties like, we can't make these games exclusive to PS3. You don't have an audience. You don't have the audience that you normally would have. So we got to port it to 360, right?
Yeah.
And then that's when third party realized, wait a minute. Why were we ever doing exclusives to begin with? Like, how does that benefit us? We're just going to keep going with porting games. There's no reason, unless Sony, and then that's when the money hatting of third party began. Because that was the only way you're going to get because you're not going to get volunteered exclusive. You got to make, you got to
pay me.
You got to pay me now. Because it makes no sense for me to give you my game exclusive. So if you want my game exclusive or timed exclusives, you gotta offer up some money. And then that's when the money hatting began. You saw it with BioShock, and Xbox was money hatting a lot of stuff. They money hatted, Mass Effect. They money hatted BioShock. They were timed exclusives, but it worked. They money hatted Oblivion. There was a lot of games they money hatted. Dead Rising. That's when the war of money hatting began. When third party realized, wait a minute, you mean to tell me we could have been making games on more platforms from the get go? And it been, and that changed everything. And that's when PlayStation lost a lot of exclusives. I mean, think about it. Final Fantasy was on Xbox with 13, right? The 13 saga, DMC,
and not only that,
Grand Theft Auto 4, Day One.
Japanese gaming was struggling at that time as well.
They couldn't keep up with the HD era. They were having problems.
Japanese gaming was really struggling in the HD era.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they didn't adapt fast enough, So there was just a lot with this stuff like that, right? But like this gen, I'm like, PlayStation 5, most of their decisions is multi-platform in one form or another, whether it's timed with their first party with PC or live service, which now looks like any platform is open, like any platform's fair games, right? And how long before Sony might test the waters with a single player game, just to test the pulse on the PlayStation Nation? Like, would PlayStation Nation now boycott PlayStation if they see Horizon Zero Dawn on Xbox? I don't know. I have a feeling that Sony might test that waters just to see. Yeah. And if there's no blowback or reaction, yeah, what happens? Nothing. People, it is
PS5 will be the last PlayStation. PS5 will be the last PlayStation I ever owned. Mm. I've already said that, and people are like, "No, you're lying." I'm like, I haven't owned an Xbox since the 360. Once they started putting all their games on the Xbox One onto the PC, it's like, why do I need an Xbox One? No. If they put all the games on the PlayStation, the PC, why do I need a PlayStation? Don't need it. I'll spend that 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever it's going to be, upgrade my graphics card or something. Just one less thing to need. I would just have my PC and my Switch. And people are like, "Oh, well, exclusives aren't important. If exclusives aren't important, why do I need to?" Well, like, I hate to say,
back,
but like,
back to square one. Why buy the console?
PC is the most superior piece of hardware. Mm-hmm. And if all things given equal, why would I game on PC? If the Nintendo games came on the PC, wouldn't need a Switch. Yeah. I would just play them on my PC, and if I needed to play in handheld mode, I would just stream it to my Steam Deck. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't need it. So, and again, people are like, I just don't understand why they don't like exclusives now. Because again, like this is an argument that would have better made sense for us as kids who didn't have our own money to spend. If every game was everywhere, and I could lend you a Genesis game, and you could lend me a Super Nintendo game, or a PS1 and a Saturn, and so forth, like everything that we didn't have money.
Yeah, we were
But now
broke.
we do. Yeah, but now we do. And like they don't understand the origins of gaming. Sonic was created because of Mario.
Yes.
Killzone was created because of Halo.
Phantasy
Forza
Star was created because of Final Fantasy.
Fantasy. Forza was created because of Gran Turismo. Like all the best games were made in response to another game, which brings me to another point though. Unfortunately, that making a competitor doesn't work anymore because game development times are so long. They could take a 6 to 8 months to a year to make a Mario game, right? You could see how successful that game would be in about 12 months. And then you could have your competitor out 1 year later. What do I do now? I wait for, what's that game Naughty Dog's making?
What's it Intergalactic Heretic. Intergalactic
so
the
what?
Heretic Prophecy.
Yep.
For profit.
I don't know how long it's been in development, but we'll just say 5 years, right? So what am I supposed to do? Wait 5 years for them to make this game.
And then
wait 6 years to see that it sells well. Yeah. And then spend another 5 years to make a competitor. That's a whole decade plus endeavor to make a competitor to a game on a competing platform. You can't do that no more.
Yeah.
Like if you saw like a good game on a Nintendo or Genesis back then, like you could make a competitor in a year or less.
True, that's a good point.
It's not foreseeable anymore. So exclusives definitely took a hit in that way when it came to competing. Now you compete more as they got something that sells. We need something that sells. But the problem is people are, I don't know. Like my whole thing is this: market differentiation. It's the one thing that changes how I do things. If everything, and I don't eat fast food because I'm not a fat fuck, but if I ate fast food, I'd have no reason to go to McDonald's, Wendy's, or Burger King if they all three serve the same thing. I would just go to whatever's closest, more convenient. I'll go to different restaurants and different places that serve different things, and I like how they each compete with each other. Different car companies compete with each other. They sell different models. They all compete with each other. If everybody had the same thing, it's just going to be one universal same thing. And do they not understand we're seeing this in real time with everybody using this bum-ass engine in UE5?
No competition, no differentiation engines to see which is better, and that's a good point. People think like, and I think this goes along with the grifting on YouTube and stuff like that. They try to take our point about exclusives simply being, oh, you just console warring, or you just care about your plastic box. And I'm thinking, when you actually look at the argument is about the game, not actually about the box, right? You're only interested on the box because of the games. When you're trying to advocate for games everywhere, you're the one that's actually advocating for the box. You don't want to leave your box. You just want your games everywhere to be on your box. But the problem is this, and this is one of the points I try to make, is you have to look at the mentality of the corporations. They're not doing this because there's a altruism. They're not trying to be the pro-consumer corporation, right? What they're trying to do is they're just trying to get mass amount of sales off for every audience, right? And with that mentality, they're not thinking about competition. They're not thinking about uniqueness. They're not thinking about the art of the game. They're just simply saying, what product can be made that can attract every gamer. They're not considering ecosystems, the type of games a particular ecosystem plays. They don't care about that. They're just trying to throw shit at the wall, and hopefully with this entire community across different platforms, it can end up selling good. So the days of creating unique ideas, trying to compete with somebody, try to put something unique to the market, worrying about your own audience that you're trying to appeal to, no, those aren't the processes now. Now developers got to pitch games.
They're saying your mic is out of whack and your mic is wilding out.
All right, hold on. Thank you for saying that.
Somebody did say that Concord was an Overwatch
And all
clone
right,
8 years
back,
too
back,
late.
back. How's
Yep,
it
you
sound
sound
now?
better now.
All right. So yeah. So people didn't understand. This is the thing. The company's saying, especially first party, we're gonna put out games everywhere. That is not born from being a pro consumer. That is born of them just simply trying to maximize profits, right? But what else did the mentality change? When you have a developer saying, "Hey, I want to pitch this game," their first thought of is this game gonna sell everywhere? And if it doesn't, then you'll know we're not greenlighting this project. Think of a project that sells everywhere, because that's what we want. And then you get less quality, or you get less more generic games, or you get more sequels, or carbon copies, or 9 times out of 10 they're gonna want a live service thing that you can sustainably, And Sony was a big culprit of that. Look at like their live service games outside of Helldivers were copycats. Concord, a little copycat of Overwatch. The moment I saw the first reveal, within the first 5 minutes, I'm like, this is an Overwatch clone. This is going nowhere. Marathon. I call them purple games. They want these games to be these colorful, purple-looking games, just like Fortnite. All of them has purple in it, like these glossy purple, pastel-looking games.
Shiny.
Yeah, plastic, pastel-looking
like all
games.
Sleek and everything.
Yeah, they all want that Fortnite template, and I'm like. And here's the thing: I don't think anyone understands in the industry. And again, I'm not a C-suite, Force 500 exec, but I can tell you this: you try to make a live service game, you are competing with games from decades ago. Your competition is Fortnite. Your competition is Call of Duty. You are facing games that already have a foothold for decades. So when you make a live service game, you're not competing with the new game that came out that year. You're still competing with Fortnite. You have to convince Fortnite gamers to leave. You have to convince Rainbow Six Siege, Warframe, right? All these games that already have Apex Legends, games that already have a foothold, that has an audience in the millions. What game are you going to create that pulls them? The single player games, right? Wolverine's going to come out, hopefully next year. Let's talk about a reveal, but we'll use Wolverine. Wolverine's not competing with Spider-Man 2. It's not competing with Arkham.
That's a freaking good point. I never even thought about that.
Think about it. When Wolverine comes out, who is it competing with? Nobody. We played Spider-Man 2.
It's competing whatever is being released around that time. But
you're not competing with any other.
If you release a live service game, you're competing against what's
with Fortnite
out and been out.
Yeah, and not only that, it's not just been out, but people spent thousands of dollars. So for you to pull a person you gotta be the bomb. And most likely that's not going to happen. But Wolverine, you're going to get all the people that enjoy the Arkham series. You're going to get all the people that enjoy Spider-Man. All the people that enjoyed, you got, what's the next one? You got Spider-Man. Really, it's them two. Those are the two main games. Everything else kind of flopped, right? But all the people that's been waiting for the next great comic game, guess what? You're going to get them with Wolverine. The game sells itself. It sells itself. It's easy. When Witcher 4 comes out, it's not competing with The Witcher 3. It's not competing with Baldur's Gate 3. Those games already had their time. It's time for the new game to come out. So single player game is a consistent meal that gamers never get satisfied. Because once you beat it, you want the next thing. But live service, it's an unlimited buffet that never ends, and you never leave out the store. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, why would you want to compete against somebody? Like, Fortnite is your number one game on your platform. Why is PlayStation trying to compete with it? Like, bro, you're not going to win. You're going to lose every time. Fortnite can't be beat. It's an unlimited buffet, and the shop never closes. So they're not leaving.
Not only that, but you made a good point about the investment they put in, because these kids probably got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars already invested into DLC, microtransactions, skins, etc.
There was a tweet maybe like a month ago. A guy, a video, a streamer, whatever. He spent $32,000 on NBA 2K5. Now, some people, like at this point, some people I had conversation with, like Sony needs to, try to get back, the basketball lights. Remember NBA The Life? And maybe add that to the live service strategy. I'm like, listen, You had one guy who spent $32,000 on 2K. He's not leaving 2K.
Nope.
He ain't leaving 2K. After you spent $32,000, you're not leaving. Those guys are not leaving 2K. So don't even waste your time. Don't try to fight for the NBA license. They're not leaving. No one's leaving Madden.
Well,
No one's leaving 2K.
They could leave those games because since those games don't have competition, they release them annually. You have to start over.
Yeah, oh, that's true. Maybe that's the advantage.
But if they did have competition,
yeah,
I don't think they do that. I think they do one congruent thing like Fortnite to keep people locked in.
Then they
change.
change.
There is no competition.
You know what?
They can release a $70 game every year, and you gotta buy it if you want to play.
Good point. They will convert their model to a Fortnite style.
Yep.
And just keep them in there.
So people are like, how come they don't go a yearly model or a Fortnite model?
They don't have to.
Why? Because there's no competition. They don't have to. You're going to go out. If you want to play basketball, you got to go out and spend that $60, $70 every year anyway.
You know, let me hit up some more super chats. We got Jenna Hayes, BlackBond, Prince. Speaking the truth, Prince can buy us all gaming PCs with his wealth. I agree with Prince. Them folks messing up everything. She said, "Oh, that's it. You're gonna have to hand out some PCs to the community, to the plebs. You know, give some to the people. BlackBond is for the people. BlackBond is for the children." And then we got SNK. SNK, you know, old dirty bastard when he said that. Oh, dirty's for the children. SNK. Oh man, brother, it's been a while, man. What's up, man? Glad you're here. He says, "What up, P-Rock? What up, BlackBond and crew?" Thank you here. Thank you for rocking out. But that's why the live service strategy blows me out. I understand from the corporate side, right? They want to make those reoccurring billions, but you have to get people to play the game. And right now in live service, you have so many games that are just perpetual. They've been good for decades. Rainbow Six Siege, Warframe, Fortnite, Apex Legends, right? Hell, even what is it? On Steam, Counter Strike. You ain't taking nobody from Counter Strike. There ain't nobody leaving. Nobody's leaving that. That's there forever. You know, there's so many games, right? You know, even No Man's Sky. That to me, that's the comeback IP of the generation. No one's leaving No Man's Sky. And they just keep doing updates after update. They're not leaving that. You know, you would have to create, to me, Helldivers was lightning in a bottle. You created a game that was so unique that it just is just not the same as Fortnite or anybody else. And that's why you got that. But how many more live service games can Sony create with uniqueness to that level? It's just not. They got lightning in a bottle with that game. They're going to go through 4, 5, 6, 7 carbon copies. They all fail. Can they create a new lightning about it? Like, no, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous that they go so hard on this strategy, right? Absolutely ridiculous. And here's the thing, right? PlayStation 4 was the comeback console. And thankfully, the right people was around to make that happen. Like Hassarai, he took over Sony. Thankfully, that was one of his priorities, to bring PlayStation back into the light. You know, okay. How did they bring PlayStation back out of, the grudges of PS3? Their single-player storytelling cinematic universe. And it worked. It absolutely worked. Like, it worked better than ever before. Why why didn't they double down on the strategy that got them the Super Bowl ring? Like, yo, this strategy, you conquered. You won the Super Bowl 79-0. You dominated every single minute of every single quarter. You destroyed the playoffs. You literally were the comeback franchise, the best of all time. Why did you switch up the playbook? Why didn't you invest more into the playbook? Something simple as, Sucker Punch. They gave us Infamous. They gave us Ghost of Tsushima. But you know what? This is just one development team. Coming into next gen, we got to plus them up. Hey, Sucker Punch, we're going to invest more, start forming up another team. We need 2 teams from you guys because we want you to guys have the ability to make 2 games. You're not going to be stuck just being a one-game studio every 4, 5, 6 years. No, we're going to beef you up. You made a great game. You made consistent good games. We're going to invest in you. Nope. I remember in Twitter, one of the lead designers, they asked, if they were willing to make Infamous Remake. And he said that they would love that, or, to make a title, but they can't because right now they have to focus on finishing Ghost of Yotai. So that studio is just stuck making one game. So you know what that means? Once Ghost of Yotai comes out, we're not going to see another Sucker Punch game until 2030. Think about that, Bond. 2030, 2031 is their next game. That's PlayStation 6.
They're making one game a gen now.
Yeah.
They're making a game a gen now.
That's it. That's what I thought.
And I said the math.
I said the math don't math. 7-year gens. No, but think about it. 7-year generation, but it takes 5 to 6 to make a game.
Yep.
That's one game a gen from your own first-party studio. That's insane.
Crazy.
That is absolutely insane.
Another thing though is Sony. The PS4 wasn't just a comeback console. Sony realized the method for victory on the PS3 because things started to turn around when Metal Gear Solid 4 came out, and then Uncharted came out, and The Last of Us came out.
Demon Souls.
Shit, we were getting our asses kicked, but now people are buying our consoles because they want to play these exclusives. And then they took that into PS4, and then for some reason on PS5, they're just like, yeah, we're not gonna do that anymore.
Like, it's like Dr. Evil. Why make billions when you can make millions? Like what are you talking about, right? Like, even I could actually accept the cross-gen. Okay, I kind of get that. I don't like it, but I can still understand. But PC, live service, what are you doing? Like you have a brand. You shouldn't have anybody think about any other gaming platform. And I know Sony wants to say, oh, PC's, is not in the same. No. It's a gaming platform. You don't want anybody to think about anything but PlayStation. That's it. Like the way Nintendo does. Nintendo does not tolerate any nonsense. Nintendo's Nintendo. Don't think of anyone else. One thing I respect Nintendo, I remember Reggie, Phil's Anime, right? During you remember the Wii 60 when Microsoft and Peter Moore tried to push that?
Oh, God.
You remember that. So you remember. Some people don't remember that. But I remember in an interview, Peter Moore talked about the Wii 60. And everybody's like, Wii 60? He goes, yeah. For the price of a PS3, you can get an Xbox 360 arcade and the Wii. So I could see why he did that, right? Because he's trying to crush PlayStation. So he's like, he rather see Nintendo be more successful because they weren't getting third party. Their console was way out of the box, not a threat to 360. They're not going after the same third party, completely different thing. So he was cool to say, you know what? Don't buy a PlayStation 3, buy a Xbox, and you can also get a Wii. You can have two great experiences. So that was his idea. That same question was asked to Reggie. They say, hey, Peter Moore talked about the Wii 60 console, whatever. He was even confused. He's like, Wii 60, what is this Wii 60? He goes, yeah, for the price of the PlayStation 3, you can buy a Wii and a 360. What do you think about that? He said, don't buy a 360, just buy more Wii stuff. Don't buy a 360. Just use the money and buy more Wii stuff. Remember the Wii Fit? We got the Wii Fit. We have the steering wheel. You could just buy more Nintendo content. That's how dead set Nintendo are. They're not trying to associate and say, that is a great idea. Yeah, you could buy. No, don't buy a 360. Buy more Nintendo for the price of a PS3. And I don't understand how Sony went away from that. It's just crazy that they went away from that strategy, And some people, they look at it now as like, oh, Sony's still successful. I say, though, it takes time for a bad decision to really take hold. Like, some are immediate. Like, some are ridiculous. Some are immediate. Others are like, you know what? I never looked at the new generation. Like, for example, you probably never looked at it, but think about this. PlayStation 6, when it launches, it's going to be the first PlayStation, day one, where its games are on other platforms. Right off the bat. No PlayStation have ever been through that. This is going to be the first PlayStation. PlayStation 6, even with the PlayStation 5, right, still had in its launch primarily games for that. They didn't really talk about the PC strategy until like a year and a half later. At launch, PS5 was still looked at as getting exclusives. PS4, PS3, PS2, PS1. PS6 will be the first PlayStation to start treading new waters, where technically day one, games are on PC, games are on Xbox, right off the bat. And how will the PlayStation 6 generation look when technically it can't say what its predecessor said, which is, "Hey guys, look at me, I got exclusive." No, you can't say that. The best PlayStation 6 can say is some of your games are timed exclusives. That's who you are when you launch. You're launching with timed exclusives, and God help you if it launches with, let's say, Marathon. Let's say Marathon's so fucked up they have to start over, and it launches with Marathon day and date. That game's on Xbox. That game's on PC. So your launch title is a game that's on other platforms, like, and probably cross-gen. Not even next generation, built from the ground up too. So you probably could still play it on PS5. You could still probably play it on Xbox Series X. How is that console going to look in that generation, Bond? PlayStation 6 launching in stores, on the shelf, brand new, with games on other platforms, with games still on PS5, with titles that might be on Xbox. Tell me, don't you think that, did they not see this out? Did they not think, did no one in Sony be like, wait a minute, when we launch the PlayStation 6, we might have a problem. What are we going to say by a PlayStation 6 because you got a PS5 library that runs better? Like, what are we going to say? You can't say exclusives. Scratch that off the door. Hell, some games might be day and date on PC if it's a live service game. Like, what do you do?
Let me ask you this question then. What do you think about getting a PS6? See, it's different for me.
No, I'm not.
You're building a PC?
Yes, because I no longer understand Sony's strategy. To me, their strategy is agnostic. And if you go agnostic, then I'm going to go for the best agnostic platform, which is PC. PC is the king of being agnostic. PC is the best platform. Sure, and I understand PC has its issues. Troubleshooting issues, stuff like that, whatever. But overall, if you get a blank agnostic product, there's nothing better than PC. Because think about it this way. I will say this. If I go back to PlayStation, I'm going to wait till the PlayStation 6 Pro. Because that gives me 4 to 5 years to see how Sony moves. Because because I don't know what they're going to do with PlayStation. I could buy a PlayStation 6, right? And then a year later, they decide to go day and date on PC. I would feel like an asshole. I would be so pissed. I don't know what they're going to do.
The one advantage Sony does have, though, is it's not really much. For me, who has a PC, it's just easy for me to ignore the PS6 and to continue doing what I'm doing. For somebody that doesn't already have a PC, it might be a struggle to start investing completely new into a PC as opposed to a PlayStation. But the dudes that already have PCs, fuck it, there's no point.
Yeah. So for me, I know now there are gamers that won't do that because their library is tied. So what Phil Spencer said, like maybe 2 years ago, where he said when the worst generation to lose was the Xbox One gen, because that was the start of the library, where now people are investing in their libraries and they're not going to let it go. I think he does have some truth. I think there's some people, the PlayStation 6 is already an automatic buy, because they're not going to leave an ecosystem of PlayStation 4 games, PlayStation 5 games, the amount of money they spend in subscription services. They're just not going to leave. It doesn't make sense to adopt another platform just because the platform has PlayStation games on it. It doesn't matter at this point. They're focusing more on what they already invested in. Maybe because I'm in the older generation, I have no problem ditching my old library. I was never tied to the previous library. Hell, you didn't have a choice. Going from Nintendo to Super NES, I didn't have a choice but to ditch the NES. Going from Super NES to N64, it wasn't a choice to ditch your library. You didn't have a choice. It is what it is. You had to leave your library, right? And for the most part, the bigger jumps in gaming, like going from PS1 to PS2, the jump was so big, I didn't really want to play my PS1 games. The PS2 games was just so much better. So I don't mind be like, you know what? My PS5 games is under my PS5. Cool, But with Sony going agnostic, doing decisions that really don't benefit me getting a PlayStation 6. Even something as simple as this. Think about this, Bond. Something as simple as Helldivers. Do you know if you play Helldivers, PlayStation is the most expensive way to play Helldivers? Think about this.
And you got to pay to play online too.
Yeah. No, but think about this. It's not just compared to PC. It's compared to Xbox. Because on Xbox, you can get Game Pass Core. It's only $60 a year to play online at the minimum. The minimum for PlayStation to play online is $80. So playing Helldivers is even cheaper on Xbox. PlayStation, their own first-party game, literally, Helldivers is the most expensive. If you're playing Helldivers on PlayStation, you are spending more money trying to play that game than anyone else that has access to that game. And Sony doesn't think. Sony's like, wait a minute. How can we at least bring value to our PlayStation gamers? You know, we're putting on PC, it's free. We're put on Xbox, technically, it's $60 there. And if they do pay more, it's because they got Game Pass, where they get all these first-party games, which on PlayStation, you have to pay $70 to play Xbox games, but they get it as part of the subscription service. Sony don't think, like, we got to do at least something. I don't know, maybe like, hey, if you're a subscriber to PlayStation, you get maybe 50% off on all these content. At least that. Make it cheaper, or at least give more free giveaways. You know, something for your PlayStation gamers. Do something that shows the PlayStation gamer benefits playing Helldivers on PlayStation than on PC or on Xbox. Nope, not even close. They don't care. Nothing. Whatever.
The issue with that is PlayStation and their fans are going to be experiencing the same thing Xbox fans did. We used to laugh at the Xbox guys saying, we get your games. We get better versions of your games. We get cheaper versions of your games. We get better running, better looking versions of your games. Oh, and y'all got to pay online, and we don't. You guys are second-class citizens within your own country, and now it's the same thing that's going to happen to PlayStation. You're going to be second-class citizens within your own gaming.
Exactly, right? So, like, do something. You know, they trying to, I know, there was like a recent, I don't know, meeting, whatever. I see Zubitech posting it, saying, oh, PlayStation is going to be the best place to play. How? One, you don't have the best hardware. PC has that, if you're willing to spend for it. It's not the most cost-effective way to play your games, because PC has free online. Xbox, you can play online for $60 instead of 80. What are you technically doing to say you're the best place to play these games? What is it? What tangible thing that a PlayStation gamer can see that says, yes, playing Helldivers on PlayStation is the best way to play? There's nothing. They didn't do anything. You know? So now, how much more down this rabbit hole is going to get worse? I don't know. So I personally am not confident in their strategy. So I'm like, I'm just going to avoid the strategy. That's all I can do. I'm just going to avoid it. I'm just going to sit here year after year. So I don't want to buy a PlayStation 6 and then year after year they do something stupid. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just enjoy the PS5 Pro for what it is. I'm going to enjoy it. Let them do their updates, whatever. I'm going to enjoy it. I play all the games there. When I'm ready for the next evolution of gaming, I'm going to build a PC, enjoy the PC, and I'm just going to let and wait it out. I'm going to wait out to see what PlayStation does. If they go further down the hole, no skin off my back. If they course correct and realize, you know what, this is a stupid strategy, we should have never done this, the long-term game, the short-term games, the short-term wins didn't match the long-term whatever, then I'll go for the PlayStation 6 Pro or maybe the PlayStation 7 if they get back on track. If they never get back on track and they just further and further go deep into this hole, hell, they start doing day-and-day single play on PC, not a problem. I'm still going to play the PlayStation game. So it's not like I'm missing out. That's the thing. Going to PC, I am not missing out on games. I'm still going to play PlayStation games. I'll still have access to that. And I'm not one of those where I have an issue signing into PlayStation. It's a free account. I'm good. I have no problem.
Here's the issue, though. It's already too late for them. Because by the time that new Naughty Dog game comes out and everything comes out, it's going to come right on the heels of the PS6. We're going to go right into the cross-generation thing again, just like the PS5 and PS4. And by the time, these developers start putting out PS6 games, it's going to be like 2-3 years into the generation again.
Yep.
So, like, I don't mind waiting for games when I have a PC, which is perpetually always going to be here for work, entertainment, and many other things besides gaming. But now I feel like I literally just have consoles waiting a year or two for a damn PlayStation. I haven't turned it on since Rebirth. And then Rebirth is on PC.
Yeah.
And now all these games are coming to the Switch too.
Yeah, and even this year, there was only 2 games that PlayStation had that you have to wait for on PC. Death Stranding and Ghost of Yotai. Because even Lost Soul Aside was on PC day 1. So now really, like PlayStation is really 2 games a year timed? Like, I mean, overall it's a good brand, but man, they really, I'm just like, they're not selling me on the PlayStation 6. They're just really not. And I mean, I know for me personally, my PS5 library is not justification for the PlayStation 6. PlayStation 6 justification is the PlayStation 6, and I just don't see it. I just don't see what Sony is doing, for me, to convince me to get a PlayStation 6. They're just not making the moves, and 1 or 2 games.
I wanted to ask you. You said that you don't really care about. A lot of people are like, "Oh, I'm not leaving Xbox because of like the ecosystem already invested." I'm like, that never made sense to me.
They got clowned.
Everybody here.
They got clowned for that.
No, but my whole point is this: everybody here started on a Nintendo. From Nintendo, people moved to a Genesis. From Nintendo and Genesis,
we also had a Master System
to a PS1.
Yeah, you had nothing. I see what you're getting at. We did nothing. We did nothing but change ecosystems. We did nothing all the time.
Exactly.
Look at how 360, Xbox, OG Xbox only sold around 25 million, and then it shot up to 80 million. People left PS2 to 360, then they went back to PS4.
Yep. You're right. They left PS2 to go to 360. They left 360 to go back to PS4. Like, I don't understand just staying on a dying ship. I will move wherever it's better. Yeah, I'm out the hood into the burbs every time.
I used to buy Nintendo platforms. My last Nintendo platform that I actually bought for myself, for me to enjoy on the daily, was the GameCube. After that, Wii for my nephew and nieces, the Switch really for my wife. But for me, I never was interested. I just lost interest in Nintendo, and that's fine. They got their audience. But, I had an Xbox One last gen. But that console, was like, me owning it, I'm like, I don't think I'm going to be buying the next Xbox. I don't think they're going to do good. They just lost the plot. I wasn't satisfied with the Xbox One. I thought it was a very poor console with titles, their selection of titles. I'm like, this is not a good console at all. I like owning the Xbox One, I'm thinking, how the hell can anyone cap for Xbox? Like, this console's not good. Like, I'm like, and people say, oh, you got to own it. Like, I did own an Xbox One. So all these people I saw online and podcasts capping for this console, I'm like, how can you just lie to yourself? This is not a good console at all. Especially the dudes that said they've been gaming since the Super Nintendo. I'm like, liar. Because if you've been gaming since the Master System, since the Genesis, if you experience N64 and Super Nintendo and PS1, you know what good consoles are. And Xbox One's not a good console. Do not lie to me. Like, this is not a good console at all. It's just not. So I'm like, I'm not getting a Series X because I don't think Microsoft knows what the hell they're doing. And guess what? I was right. They absolutely have no idea what they're doing. Imagine buying a Series X, right? And you bought it because you're like, oh, this is going to be a better console than the PS5. Only for 2 to 3 years later, all your games is on the PS5. And then they have the nerve, the audacity to enhance it on the Pro. Tell me that's not a slap in the face. That's a slap. If you're an Xbox console and you don't have Game Pass, you need mental health. You need to see a psychiatrist because there is no way you're on Xbox and you don't have Game Pass because that is literally the only thing that console brings to the table to justify owning that console. Game Pass. If you don't have Game Pass and you buy your games a la carte, you're a psychopath. You are an absolute psychopath in the community. You're a psycho. Something's wrong with you. Game Pass is the only reason to have an Xbox console. The only reason. You're out your mind if you own that thing
Game
and you don't have
Pass
Game
is
Pass.
Series S.
Yeah. You know, you're a psychopath. You're an absolute psychopath owning an Xbox, and you're one of those, oh, I'm not subscribed to Game Pass. Unless you're playing Fortnite. And even then, playing Fortnite on Xbox, psychopath. You're an absolute psychopath. Playing, you know, free-to-plays on Xbox. Psycho. You're a psycho. Something's wrong with you. You know, weird generation, you know, just weird stuff, you know. Let me move on to yeah. Let me ask you this. Well, Psycho Gamer says no company wants to be last to adopt a trend. Yeah, but the trend sucks.
Yeah, I know.
Live service game.
Yeah,
I can understand. Like, to me, Sony adopting live service strategy is the same decision they made when they tried to use the Move controllers. The same shit. You adopted a strategy you suck at and nobody really wants. Plain and simple. Making the Sony Move controllers, trying to, you know, adopt Wii's magic with the Wiimote. No. That it worked for Wii. It doesn't work for you. You didn't need to adopt that. And to me, that's Sony's lifestyle strategy, right? And their strategy now. They're trying to adopt a strategy that I don't think is going to work out for them or does anything for them or for its audience. But I mean, maybe the last topic. PC handhelds. Like Legion Go.
That's an
Legion
interesting
Go.
topic.
They announced their
I'll
new
get
stuff.
into this one.
$1,300. What are we doing here? Like, what's going on, Bond? That companies have no issues. Say, hey guys, look, new PC handheld. How much it costs? $1,300. Like, and they do it
I don't get
with
it.
no, like, they're not even nervous. They blast it on the screen. It's plastered everywhere. That number's nice, big, and bright. $1,300 PC handheld, gaming handheld. What is going on?
I don't get it. I don't know who's buying it. I believe the Switch 2 outsold the Steam Deck in
a week.
In a week. Now look. The Steam Deck actually, let me go get it real quick. I gotta show you something. Hold on. Let me go grab this thing.
You're gonna share it and you put it on the screen? Uh-oh. He's going to his irrelevant files.
Yeah, I had to go to the other end. This right here is no longer a handheld. This thing is too big, and even the Switch 2 is way too big.
Yeah.
Look at the Switch Lite. That's a freaking handheld. Perfect size. This is as big as a handheld should be. This is the perfect size right here.
Oh, the Switch 2 is even bigger.
Yep. Damn, I can't even get this in one hand.
Holy shit.
Look at that shit. Look at the size difference in this. This thing is massive. This thing is cool to play if you're chilling. Like, this is the goddamn modern Game Gear. That's all.
You know what? You're right. It's the links. It's the links.
All these.
You remember the links?
Yep. Like, dog, this thing is cool to play if you're in bed and your chick is just watching the TV or whatever. You don't feel like, but like, and I like the I like the parallel sticks. That I just like them like that. Like, they're not all like the Wii U Pro controller. But if you want portable, you get this or something like that. But I don't know who's buying these things. I don't. The R&D must be absolutely insane. I don't know the margin of them. You don't make money back on them because they're just machines. They don't like generate third-party revenue. They don't generate DLC. They don't generate service revenue or anything like that. People are like, oh well, the Switch 2 has to compete with it. Like, the best thing about this thing is right here. is my entire Steam library of like 400 games can be played on it portably. If you don't have a PC gaming library, these things are fucking useless. Useless.
That's true.
And I'll tell you what, mainly the games I play on these things, indie games, turn-based RPGs, my Dragon Quest, my strategy games. I'm not playing anything that requires me to do any kind of like aiming or button inputs or like no.
Or massive games, you know, like the bigger, more demanding games.
Yep.
You're not like The Witcher 3 or The Witcher 4. You're not. Yeah.
And I really hate to say this because I did not feel the same way when it came out, like the PlayStation Portal. I think that is the way to make a portable game for these systems, is just to have it beam right to like your Wii U tablet or your PlayStation Portal. The Steam Deck is good because apparently you can also take the Steam Deck. I can play PlayStation games off my PS5 right to the Steam Deck too. You can download that.
Yeah, you can download the remote app.
Yeah, because honestly, this can fit in my pocket.
But look at this sucker.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's good for home. But you can't take that with you. Even if that had native hardware, how are you going to... Like, look, this will fit in my pocket right here. This guy right here. The Steam Deck, I cannot bring. If I travel and I get on a plane, every time I travel somewhere, I'm going to bring my Steam Deck. I never fucking bring it.
Okay.
It's too fucking big.
I bring it in my backpack. Like, I don't play it on the plane. Yeah. It's like when I get to my final destination, like either at a family's house or at the hotel, that's about it.
My go-tos actually, if I actually do travel, want to play something, I'll take out the Vita.
Oh, wow.
Or my personal favorite, because it literally is just portable emulation, this little guy, the Mayu Mini. Look how small that is. That's all I need, is something to occupy my time for an hour or two while I'm on a plane or something like that. I don't need to carry the entire goddamn Steam Deck or a Legion Go or a Portal or anything like that. And I used to like, oh, it doesn't have native hardware. It's stupid. But now I'm at the point, it's like, why does it need it? These things are too big. They will never be outside anyway. People are like, oh, the Portal's lame. It doesn't have native hardware. Why does it matter? You are never bringing your Portal anywhere with you anyway. It's too freaking big. How many times have you brought that thing out your house?
Okay, only when I do major travel. Like local travel?
Exactly.
Never. Like when I went to New York and I was gone for like 2-3 weeks, I brought it with me because, if downtime in a family's house or where at the hotel, you get downtime on vacation. Yeah, I could do a quick gaming session, whatever. I'm not going to bring the console. But like, if I'm traveling here in California, like I went to Six Flags, I didn't bring it because, I stood up in that area for like a day. I'm just going to go to Six Flags, then go out to eat, and then go to sleep. Or, stuff like that. But yeah. Mm-hmm.
I just don't get the market. Yeah. Like,
but now a $1,300 PC handheld. Yep. Man, this thing is wow for 1080p.
I actually know who it's for now.
Who?
You remember my videos? 33 frames per second. It's not very playable. 60 is playable.
Oh yeah.
It's not ideal.
Okay. Yeah.
So that actually came from a guy, and I will never divulge his YouTube channel because I don't want people to troll him. But he was a military guy who had built computers back in the day. Do you remember what SLI is? They don't have SLI anymore, but do you remember?
No, there's SLI slots. Yeah, the SLI slots. Yeah.
Where you could chain together 2 video cards.
Mm-hmm.
This motherfucker
where you could chain like 2 GPUs. I remember you could chain 2 GPUs and stuff like that. Yeah.
He was chaining 4. He was running in quad SLI back in like 2010, 11, 9, talking about 1080p, 33 frames. Like, I like to see above 100. Yeah. And his 3 kids, who are like 6, 7, and 8, each had their own $5,000 computer as well. And
In
this
fact,
is
the
back in
1080,
2010.
the 1080 Ti was SLI, right? I think that was the last card you could SLI. What was the
Yeah,
last card that you got? The
they
1080
don't
Ti.
make. I don't even know.
Yeah,
SLI
I
is
think.
gone,
Yeah, I
but I'm
think that was the
saying,
last card, and I remember there was somebody that had 3 1080 Ti's SLI, and I'm like, holy shit! And he's like,
but this
yes, this
guy,
can run Crisis.
yep, this guy's kids all had $5,000 PCs in like 2010, which would be the equivalent of a Zaire edition $12,000 PC today. So these handheld PCs that have this power, it would be for kids like that, but not like. Dog, do you have kids? I don't even know.
Yeah, I have one daughter, but she's not a kid.
Could you
though.
imagine buying a $1,300 handheld PC for your daughter and she dropped that shit and broke it, cracked the screen?
Right.
How bad would you be?
Yeah. Okay.
That's another thing. Like you drop or break this, you can replace it. I mean, the Switch 2 450, less replaceable, but still, like I'm not like. I hate to say it, but a grown-ass man ain't walking around with a $1,300 PC, and those things are too pricey for a kid. Yes. I'm not. I would never like. I see what my nieces do and my nephews do to phones, the tablets. Those things have those big, ugly-ass foam cases, so if they throw it or drop it, they don't break. Like, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, yeah, so kids don't really appreciate those powerful. Yeah, it's not worth it. Like, kids don't have young kids don't have the value of money and products yet. They don't understand that. So you buy a kid a $5,000, $8,000 PC.
Do you still remember when you got a new system, right? Yeah. And your friends would come over to dog. Oh. Don't be fucking up my controller like that. Be easy. Like, I just got this shit.
Because like
when I got
if it breaks.
Like when I got the Wii, I'm like, Mom, like calm down on the controller. It's brand new. Yeah. Nowadays, like people just throw around controllers. I'm like, whatever.
Oh man,
I don't even care anymore. Oh, you want to know how good I take control? You want to know how good I take care of my controllers? This is how good I take care of stuff.
Oh wow, you got the actual NES guns. You know, I regret
the OG and the second Duck Hunt gun.
I ain't gonna lie, I regret not being a collector. I just didn't really care. I mean, I had Rob the Robot.
Oh, I never had that.
Yeah, I had Rob the Robot. I had the Master System with the Sega 3D glasses, which didn't really work. I had the Bazooka for the Super Nintendo. I had U-Force and Power Glove. It was a bazooka. It was this big bazooka. It was awesome. That Nintendo released.
Yeah,
I had U-Force and the Power Glove.
Nintendo controllers.
I had the one. I had that. And I had the one that had the turbo button on it. Oh man, I love that thing.
What was that?
Oh my god, that was my money. That turbo button was money.
This shit just makes me feel like a fucking kid just holding this right now. Just, oh man, I can just feel the memories in my hand.
The memories, man. I remember I got the 6-button configuration for the Genesis. Oh, yeah. I had to get it because of Street Fighter. That game alone, I had to get the 6-button configuration specifically for Street Fighter. Those were good times, man. I remember the Master System. Yeah. It was cartridge, and games also came in a little card, like the smaller games. So it had 2 slots. It had a main cartridge slot and a mini flat card game slot. Man, there was just a lot of stuff. I also had a component that made the Genesis backwards compatible to the Master System.
I only knew one person that had that. Okay.
I had that.
Like
and I had the Sega
shit.
Yeah, I had the Sega CD.
I got that.
Yeah, it was just, and the 32X. It was insane.
Didn't have that one.
Yeah. So there was just a lot of stuff that I look back, I'm thinking, damn, if I would have had that right now, I could be just showing shit that people would be like, what the hell is that? I had the TurboGrafx 16 with Bonk, Splatterhouse, Bloody
Bonk.
Wolf. Yeah, remember Bonk? Bloody Wolf. Yes, Splatterhouse. Oh, man, when I saw those...
Ninja Spirits?
Ninja Spirits, yes. When I saw the commercial for Bloody House, Splatterhouse, Bloody Wolf, and Bonk. I'm like, I gotta get me a TurboGrafx-16. I gotta
Battle
save up.
Royale.
Yeah, it was just, my God, it was just, man. I was just like, I gotta get that console.
You know what really sucks? I just held up the regular Nintendo controller. We saw the evolution of gaming from 2D to 3D to SD to HD to offline to split screen to online to multiplayer. From 2 buttons
shoulder
to
buttons,
3 buttons to
to analog
buttons,
stick, to one analog stick.
Analogs.
No, well, from analog to digital, back to analog to dual analog. Hell, PlayStation 2, every button was analog. You remember that one?
Yep.
Every button was analog. Every button was an analog. So yeah.
If you started gaming at the PlayStation 2 on,
you didn't see as much change.
You were at the end. Like if you start gaming now, you never got to experience the evolution of gaming. You just got here right at the end. It's not changing. That's sad, kind of.
And there's no more evolution. Like, why evolution going forward?
No.
There's nothing. It's just better graphics. And even then, like you said, we're getting diminishing returns. So there's only so much graphics you're really going to bring to the table. There's just not much.
You know, that might be why my nieces don't play video games. It would be one thing to hand a kid a Nintendo controller with 2 buttons, a D-pad, and go left to right. Now I hand my nieces, 4 face buttons, 2 joysticks, 4. They look like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this? Give me a touchpad screen. I just want to play Space Ninja or Slice Ninja or Fruit Ninja or whatever. Like,
and you can't blame them because, iPads and phones, they have simple gaming. And you're like, no, go play on a PlayStation. And they see this shit. They're like, how many?
What is this?
Like how many goddamn buttons do I need to play a game? And to us this makes sense, but we grew up on the evolution. We evolved with it. We saw like each button that was added improved the experience, so we got used to it. And ultimately,
at first I was like, why does Genesis need a 3rd button? I'm like, oh shit, okay, now I can see. Then I'm like, well, why do I need shoulder buttons? Like, Street Fighter, okay.
Why do I need an analog stick?
Why do I analog and C buttons? Oh, because I need to move Mario in a 3D space, and I need the C buttons to control the camera.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, well, why do I need dual analog? I'm like, because the C buttons is dumb.
Yeah.
And the right analog would actually be way better than the C buttons, and I got 2 shoulder buttons.
Yeah.
And then it's like rumble. Oh, that's awesome. And then it's like, oh, motion control, but it has like, yeah, man. I feel like kids have been robbed. They didn't get to see the evolution. I remember typing in command lines on DOS. I don't even think I could do that today.
I remember the Commodore 64.
I'm not that old.
Yeah, I remember the Commodore 64. My neighbor had it. Good friend of mine. But he had porn games on it. So we had like the regular joystick, and you have to jerk it on. Like, what the fuck is I was like, this is wild. Like, this guy got porn games on the Commodore 64. I'm like, this is the most wildest shit I ever seen.
I think I lied. I am 46 from what I've been told.
Yeah. So whatchamacallit? Commodore was around the Nintendo era, the Nintendo Genesis era.
That was before 64? Nintendo. Anything before Nintendo, I've never really played. Okay. Outside of like an arcade, 64.
Like was it the Commodore 128?
Before my time, my guy.
Commodore.
And I'm very 64. Peculiar on not talking about things I've not experienced or know about.
All right. Well, okay. So Commodore 64 launched in '82.
Yep.
But
I'm only 46.
And then the Commodore...
I'm a 46-year-old man chasing college girls, remember?
Yeah, that's true. And the Commodore, was it 128? I think the Commodore 128 came out in... Commodore 128. It came out in 85. So it was probably the Commodore 128. I think he had the Commodore 128. It was probably that. Or he had a hand-me-down 64. But I just remember this porn game, and to like give this chick back shots, you had to like move the controller left and right as fast as possible until they bust a nut. Yeah, shit is hilarious, and it's like 8-bit graphics. So it's not like you've seen anything, right? It's like it's just fucking funny. It's just like it
Oh
was
man.
absolutely, and it was on a floppy disk too. It was just wild, man. It was
There
absolutely
were
wild.
some wild games back there, like Leisure Suit Larry. There was some weirdo games.
Oh
I see.
yeah,
Back in the day, there were weirdo games on PC, but not like the weirdo shit they got now.
now they go all out.
Oh, oh my
They go
god.
all out, man. It's just like
Well, like,
when I saw was it I trolled Alex because he was showing the games on Steam, and I'm like, wait a minute. I like paused it. I'm like, and I looked in. I'm like, does that say Escape from Futanari Prison? I'm like, oh, I'm
yep.
trolling this guy.
Genital jousting.
I'm telling you, showering with dad.
Yep.
The
Like
fuck is
that
we talking
whole
about?
area of PC gaming, I don't consider PC gamers. I don't want to be associated with them. Like there's PC gamers and there's whatever those people are.
No, shower with dad. I'm like, what are we talking about here? Like, yo, I can't. I'm like, man,
I was so happy
talk about the dark
when
side
Epic
of
Game
gaming.
Store was destroying them and removing those games.
I think Steam is also moving, right? Because of the whole credit card thing.
They're being threatened. The credit
They're being
card
threatened.
providers like, yo, get rid of that shit.
Cause they, I don't think Mastercard wants to see an entry shower with dad for $5.99. I don't think they want to see that on their system.
It's crazy. They're looking at OnlyFans creators in a better light than these freaking games.
Yeah.
That's wild. You got any other
man.
topics before?
Okay, no, that's it. I think it's time to enjoy the rest of the Friday. I know you're in the East Coast, so it's like 11:30 for you.
Yeah, I'm
so,
probably just about to chill.
yeah.
I'm not really doing anything.
Yeah. I'm thinking I'm just gonna
But,
right now I'm playing Liza P, so I'm just gonna boot up Liza P. Play a
There you
little
go.
bit of that.
My friend's girl, she loves that game.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's actually better than I thought it would be. You know which game I couldn't play? I mean, not couldn't play, but I couldn't get into it was Black Myth Wukong. I played it maybe for about 30, 40 minutes. I'm like, I don't want to play this. Like, I just couldn't get into it. Chat, please don't crucify me. I just didn't enjoy it. I'm like, I don't want to play this no more. I don't know what it is. I just couldn't get into it. I couldn't get into Black Myth
Your
Wukong.
channel about to get shadow banned by the Chinese.
I'm just saying, I couldn't get into it. I could not get into Black Myth Wukong at all. I don't know what it is. I just didn't enjoy it. And then I'm like, man, maybe I'm just done with Souls games. But then I said, you know what? Let me boot up Liza P. And I'm enjoying Liza P. Like, I'm really enjoying the game. I'm like, man, so I don't know why I couldn't enjoy Black Myth Wukong. I deleted it. I'm just like, you know what? I just closed it and deleted it off the drive. I'm like, I am not interested in Black Myth Wukong at all. I don't know what it is. I'm not gonna say I just wasn't enjoying it. I wasn't enjoying the combat. I just wasn't enjoying the look. I really didn't want to go through the world. I'm like, man, I was just finding it annoying. I just didn't enjoy the game. And I'm saying, you know what? I can't do this. I just deleted it. I don't know why. I thought I was gonna enjoy it. It looked good. I saw the gameplay. I'm like, man, the combat looks great. But actually doing it, it's like one of the few times where I got it wrong. Where I saw a game and I'm thinking, yeah, I could enjoy that. But actually playing it, I'm like, I don't want to do this. I'm not interested in any of this. Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm just not interested. I'm just not interested in Black Myth Wukong. I'm like, yeah. I just couldn't get into it, man. Ugh, maybe because you didn't read Journey to the West. I don't know. Yeah, I probably didn't read that. I played the game though. I remember that game. It was by Ninja Theory, Journey to the West. Not one of their better games anyway, but yeah. But anyway, other than that, brother, man. Hey, are you doing anything on your channel? Or are you pretty much like not really into content creation anymore? It's like, is that chapter now like over?
No.
Is it sporadic?
I upload. I try to at least upload like once or twice a week. Last video you guys can check out. Broke ass PC gamers pirating $20 silk songs.
Oh man, you gotta be kidding! And you know what I hate? Like, can they stop acting like they're Robin Hood?
Yep.
Like, no, listen, you're parodying a game because you're a thief. Let's just call it what it is.
Yep.
Do not say, Do not say, well, the game is broke, it's not worth buying. So, you know what that's called? That's called ignore the game. But don't come and
Yeah,
say
you
it's
know,
broken, it's not worth buying, but you're gonna spend the time to download it and still play it. No,
that's a good point. And here's my
no,
issue, right?
just ignore
People
it.
say people say, "Oh, I'm not playing full price for a game I don't like." You know what I say? I'm not playing a game I don't like. Why am I wasting my time playing a game I don't
Exactly,
like?
exactly.
Like
Like
if
that.
I like something, I'm gonna spend money on it. Oh, you drink that shit too?
Oh, this?
Is that peach
Oh yeah,
seltzer?
oh
Yeah, oh,
yeah,
yeah. The
yeah.
blueberry, the
For
wild
yeah,
berry. I like
yeah.
that
For,
shit.
for
I
Walmart.
fucks with that.
That's my
I
shit. That
fucks
helped
with
me.
that.
That helped me stop drinking soda
Yep.
and
And
sugary
it
products.
tastes like soda. It's like
Yeah, and but it
80
still tastes
cents
good.
too.
It still tastes
Yeah,
good.
it's
Yeah,
like
and it's cheap. It's 80
yep,
cents. It's a whole liter.
yep.
You know, hey, this is not a paid promotion. Just to
No
let you know,
sugar, no
no sugar,
calories, nothing.
zero
I fucks with
calories.
that.
I drink the shit out of this. Hell
Yeah, I
yes,
was drinking on my
absolutely,
last video. But yeah,
absolutely.
like you're 1000% right. Like they'll throw out every caveat. This is why we pirate games. Respect us, and we'll pay for your games. Like nigga, if you steal on a $20 game, and here's the other thing, right? It's too much work for me to crack a game rather than just pay $20. And Steam has made it so easy that you can just click download, install. Like what the fuck are they talking about? You
They're
know,
just
I had
stealing.
prior videos. The real reason I could never stand BG, Baldur's Gate, not BG. Although
Okay.
he got mad about that title. Legend of Heroes. You know, I still upload. So you know, check out my channel. Follow me on Twitter. I still upload. I'm trying to be more consistent on a Monday because Fridays, I'll be honest, usually I'll be going out on a Friday. Monday, nothing really is going on. And I know my ass is going to be in the house getting ready to watch football anyway. So Mondays is looking like the day I'd like to upload. So you can follow my channel at BlackBond. You can join my Discord, and Discord is free for anybody to go in. If you were in the Discord, gives you the opportunity to hop into my channel, hop into any live stream. When I live stream, anybody in my Discord can join live on air at any time. I've not had any problems with anybody. A little weapon wheel invasion that we had to do the little calling games and get rid of them, but that's about it. And my Twitter over at BlackBRI, and
Let me
yeah,
see.
you
Do
know,
I
come
have
hang
you?
out, ask questions. You
Do I,
know, good
do I have
community.
your?
We have a Discord community adjacent to Hard Eights community, so you know we play games nightly. People are in the chats nightly, talking, hanging out, chilling, and playing games like we're supposed to be playing.
Hmm.
What were you saying?
Okay, I was wondering if I had your Discord, but I don't think I do. So if you could just send it in
I
a
mean, you can just
DM.
join. If you go to any of my videos or my channel, you just
Okay,
click
is
on
it
you
there?
just
Okay,
join.
okay. So you have it already set. Okay.
It's completely open to anybody.
All
And
right.
the
Awesome.
only issue I ever had is, you know, some weapon wheel dick riders who, when I left, they followed me to Jack's place. Then they followed me to Blaze's place. I'm like, then they followed me to Smooth's place. I'm like, you know what? Just gotta wipe myself clean of all this drama and
Mm.
stupidity. Because contrary to belief, when people say I start shit, I never start shit. I respond to shit, and then
Mm.
people get mad. I've never just directly gone after somebody because if there's no way to go directly after somebody. Somebody has to say something for me to respond to. What else am I gonna say to you? Oh, I don't like your Yankees hat. Fuck you. That's not a
Yeah.
topic. I need a person
He said
to
that's not a
say
topic.
something I can. But you get what I'm saying though. Like
I know
I've
what you mean.
always needed a person to say something I can respond to. And then when I use their words to respond to them and use their own words to destroy their points, then they get upset. Then they get mad. And
Mm.
that's really why a lot of people dislike me and don't like me is because, I mean, like, I don't know how far back you've been watching, like my original exposed videos. I never even talked in them.
Mm.
I would just play their voice making one point, and then them contradicting
I
the
remember
exact point
that.
they just made.
I remember. I used to do that. That was
Yeah.
hilarious. Like
And people would get mad.
used to pit their own comments against each other, and it looked like they're
Yeah.
arguing with each other. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
I
people are
remember
like,
that. That was
oh,
hilarious.
I'm like, yo, why are you getting mad at me? You said this, and then you contradict yourself with that. I didn't like, oh, Black Bond's always trying to talk shit. I'm like, dog, like I didn't even say nothing. You said this. Don't get mad at me for something you said. And
Oh.
unfortunately, that's what happened with my former employer. He did not appreciate that. You know, saying things and then it being pointed out that he contradicted himself. But hey, what can you do?
Yeah, okay. All right. It's good to see you're still in the game a little bit and stuff like that. We really appreciate that. Jenna,
Everybody's
hey,
still in the game, just less than what we used to be.
I see, yeah. Jenna, my thoughts on Sucker Punch firing the foolish lady. I'll say this, and I said it on Twitter. Freedom of speech is not the same as freedom from consequence. Private business, you know, if you say something that doesn't align with a private business, you're going to get fired. You can say what you want. They're not going to stop you from saying it, but that doesn't mean they have to still keep giving you a check, especially if it impacts their stuff. And a lot of people don't understand freedom of speech is freedom from retaliatory of government. The government trying to put you in jail.
Or crime.
Or
and
crime,
by crime, I mean bullets to the neck.
Yeah, things like that. Yeah, But as far as a private business, I said that, she was dumb. Anybody, especially like, I'll be honest, I'll say this. If you work for the gaming industry, right? Especially in gaming, if you work for the gaming industry, it's probably better that you don't engage in Twitter, right? Unless you're a promotional, marketing professional. If your job is just to make games, it's probably best you don't talk about it on Twitter. Do it on LinkedIn among professionals, but chances are you're probably best not engaging with anybody. Because no matter who you talk to, somebody's going to try to twist your words. Somebody's going to get you and stuff. There's no reason to lose your job. You work at a prestigious publisher, you're a developer and you're making your money, you make games and all that stuff. There's no reason to comment on Twitter and to stuff like that. Protect your livelihood. Like, don't even worry about it.
Or to get on camera and say dumb crap.
Yeah, don't even do that. Don't even, I talk shit on consoles, but I'm not going to get in trouble because I say Xbox is dog shit, even though somebody tried. They tried to add the FBI. Yeah, they literally added the FBI. Yeah, so I made a tweet, and this was it. I made a tweet on how to finesse Game Pass, right? And the way to do it is you create a new account, subscribe to Game Pass for $1, and then on that same console, just go back to your old account, because now since Game Pass is active, any account on that console can use it. So now your real account can use Game Pass for like 15 days for $1. Once the 15 days is up, create a new email account, a free subscribe to Game Pass for $1, and you could do that over and over and over, right? So like $2 a month, 24 emails a year, you can have a whole year of Game Pass, for...
So how'd the FBI get involved?
Because some Xbox fanboy says, hey, this is against ethics, do something. So they added the FBI, CIA, and the United States Army. I'm not lying. As if any of them is going to give a fuck about finessing Game Pass. It's fucking hilarious. So console warring, there's no blowback. But politics, race, all that stuff, oh yeah. Companies will notice that. And you will get, you can get relieved of your duties. They can't let you go. It happened all the time. So whether it's someone celebrating Charlie's, demise, or somebody being racist, calling a little black kid the N-word, sure, enjoy your freedom of speech. But it's going to come back to you, and you're going to have consequences, and you're not protected from consequences. It is what it is.
People are weirdos.
Yeah, like it's just, if you go express your right to say what you want, but don't think you're free from consequences from private business or even a person that's in front of your face. You say the wrong thing, you get knocked out.
You know what's crazy though? I see people on this platform, right? They're saying, such and such deserved this because he said such and such, and that's what happens when you say things like that.
I disagree with
you. I hold on. I just think about this. You know what I mean? Because I've been here for the longest. Do some of these people realize the things they've said on Twitter and YouTube in this whole entirety?
I know.
Do they not realize what they've said? Mm-hmm. Like there's been people that have been up here saying, I hope you die of cancer, and other just heinous and wild stuff And now they're the whole morality police. Now, like,
I agree.
I like to think I'm a nice guy, but you know, I'm not gonna get up here and say and lecture somebody on their speech and how they talk, because I know I've said some wild stuff up on this pitch before. So who am I to tell anybody else that you know that's wrong and whatever to say? I'm like, I'll tell you it's wrong, but like, look, I got to acknowledge I've said some wild shit too. Like, no, like, you know, I see kids playing games these days, and somebody told them to shut up, and the kids started crying. I'm like, yo, you would have never made it on Xbox Live, dog.
Oh, man.
Back in the day.
Shit.
Somebody told you to shut up, you started crying?
Yeah,
yo, we were playing Killing Floor, right? This was like a couple weeks ago. Like, you know, I don't know if you know Blacktooth Grin, but we were playing it with some good old Southern boys, and he was using that hard R and that N word, not realizing I was black, and it just struck me. I'm like, oh, this is so refreshing. I've missed these days of gaming. Because see, when Russians make games, there are no rules on the mic. There's no banning. There's no reporting. There's nothing. So I just verbally destroyed him. And my friends in the background in the Discord, they were laughing, and he did not know what to say. And I'm like, y'all just trash talk now anonymously. Back in the day, we had to do this shit in school every day, walking to school on the bus, at the lunch table. It was not fucking stop. We were born in the darkness. You just adopted it. Y'all don't know what real trash talking is. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, my first introduction to Xbox Live, the people asked me, they didn't know Mexicans could afford Xbox Live. Yo, yo, I was like, wow, that was quick. We wasted no time. Day one. That was day one. I'm like, man. I'm like, what? Yo, it was bad.
I felt at home. And I was telling my friends, I was like, you know what they should do for gaming? There should be 2 modes for gaming online. There should be the regular mode, which is, you know, be nice, be polite. You can report people, but there should be another mode which should be called 2004 or 2005. And in this mode, when you go to play it, it will not show your actual gamer tag. It will give you a randomized name every time you log in, so nobody can really report you or know who you are. And you can just be as wild as you want to be. And then you just leave and you can go back to your regular gamer tag. Because it would be wild if, you know, if you had, I don't know, Puertorock77 and you were just wilding out and somebody's like, nah, you get an anonymous gamer tag when you go up on that bitch. Give people a voice masking or something. I just want complete and like, but hey, you can't report anybody.
That's
when you go
bad. That's
what
I'm
saying. Like,
wow.
Yeah, but I'm saying when you go in this bitch, it's a disclaimer. This is the no rules end of the pool.
You better have your
deep end. This is no floaties. There are sharks and blood in the water. Like this is the dark area. This is the land of no return.
That actually reminds me of the. You ever played GTA 5 online?
Oh, dog! I remember when people were playing Uno online. You remember Uno online?
But you ever actually played? Yeah, but did you ever actually play it?
With the camera?
Yeah, but you haven't. Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't play myself.
Uno.
My friends played it. I see.
Okay, so GTA 5, like in the beginning, if you like did misconduct or things you weren't supposed to do, they put you in a server for 24 hours of playtime, and it was called like the dunce room because you got a dunce cap. Yo, so like one day I logged on, and like my character had a dunce cap, and I'm like, what the hell's going on here? And like somebody spoke on the mic. He goes, hey. Oh, snap, you're in here too? I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? He goes, step outside. It was chaos because it was a separate room for all the people that didn't follow the rules, you know, do stupid shit. They would put you in the same server all together. It was chaos. The room was chaos. It was just like you're stuck in cell block, you know, in D block with the worst of the worst. And everybody had this dunce cap running around. And you're stuck there, and you could not leave the server until you completed 24 hours of gaming time. Not 24 hours real time, gaming time. So you had to play in that sucker.
You just turn on the console and leave it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was ridiculous, man. That thing was just insane. No one gave a fuck. They will blow up your shit. Like, no one followed the rules. I'm like, oh, man. And I was confused. I'm like, did I do something wrong? Like, I'm innocent. What did I do?
Arkham City.
Oh, my God. I'm like, where the hell is Batman when you need him? Like, yo, oh my god. But anyway, man, hey BlackBond, I want to say I really appreciate you rocking out with us, chopping it up, man.
Yeah, anytime, man.
Yeah, really appreciate it. All right, for everybody else, man, please hit the like button on your way out. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this Friday Night Live, with me and special guest BlackBond. I'll see you guys Tuesday with the next episode, 60 frames, no lag. And then next Friday will be Disagreement Day. So I'll check you guys out there, right? But anyway, please make sure you hit the like button. Share this out. Membership opportunities available if you choose to. Check out BlackBond's channel for his content. And we are out of here. You guys take care. Enjoy your weekend. Peace.